Welcome to Wilmington College and Williams Stadium for today's football game on Senior Day here between the Wilmington Quakers and the Ohio Northern Polar Bears. With you today my name is Alan King, and I am joined by Chris Wisecup, and you're going to hear me call him Cup throughout the day. Cup, it's good to be here today. We got a great crowd, big day for the Quakers on Senior Day going against the Northern Polar Bears. Tell us, if you will, just a little bit real quickly about the Polar Bears. We only have about 3 minutes to kick off, so.
Well, they got senior Zach Smerge named OAC Defensive Player of the Week. Great defensive player. Ohio Northern is 5-3 overall, 4-3 in the OAC. They got a great running back. We was talking about that earlier. Sophomore Christian Williams was named Football OAC Offensive Player of the Week. And this week, and you was talking about injuries that Ohio Northern. You talk with Coach Philly; they have a lot of injuries. I don't know who's injured right now. I mean, nothing to say. But what do you have to think about?
Well, from what Coach Philly told me, he said there was a couple offensive linemen that had been hurt for Northern over the last few weeks, and that would be a big deal. Their running back, Williams, as you mentioned already, has had great production throughout the year, over 1,200 yards rushing, and a lot of that attributed not only to his skill and ability, but always you got to have an offensive line open in those holes. So that will be something to see today, whether Northern's offensive line will be here full intact. On the Quakers side of the football, again, we have Luke Credit as the starting quarterback. Luke got to complete 60% of his passes this year, has 491 rushing yards on the year, 19 passing TDs, and over 1,600 yards on the season. Right now we have the coin toss happening at midfield. Looks like Ohio Northern has won the toss. We'll wait one moment and see what the officials tell us here.
They deferred to the second half here.
So Wilmington will get the football to start off the football game.
Going back to Luke Credit, Luke, this is his last game at home this year. And Luke is actually 5th in touchdowns and 4th in passing percentage, completion percentage in the OAC this year. From last year to this year, tell us a little bit about Luke Credit.
Well, Luke has really been able to take the load off of the shoulders of the running backs, not only in the run game with those 491 rushing yards, most likely to go over 500 today, but he's also completing a high percentage of passes and really has directed this offense for Brian Moore exactly how they want to. Gives them that run-pass option, those RPOs that make you so dangerous when they're spreading the field horizontally continuously. And really that's what they're looking to do today, control that ball, keep it out of the hands of Williams and Freed on the other side. Freed, a very good quarterback. Again, another guy that with those RPOs can run, can pass, can do a lot of different things. Very creative young man. But Wilmington's got to keep the ball in Credit's hand, and Credit's got to make good decisions. Again, 19 touchdowns on the year, only 8 interceptions, having a very, very solid senior year, and a kid that just never gives up. Cup, we've seen it a bunch of times this year already. Doesn't give up on a play, doesn't give up on a game, and really wills this team to where they go.
If you're just now tuning in, this is campusnation.com, live WZA 106.9. We're here at Wilmington College. It's the beginning of the game. Man, I'll tell you, Coach, I think Wilmington comes out. It's senior night day here, and it's our last game. I think it's going to be a great football game.
Well, they're going to get the first option here on the kick, and we have Kenny Jones back for Wilmington, number 10, and Eric Flynn, number 5, back to return. Eric Flynn, a dynamic offensive player, a dynamic guy in the return game. I think Wilmington is hoping to get that guy an early opportunity here and get the ball in his hands, get good field position. So Northern is set to kick. It looks like number 41, Tom Flesher, is the kicker for Northern, and he's got it teed up here, kicking off to start today's game. And our game is underway. Kenny Jones going to be taking the ball at the 5-yard line. He's up over the 10, got a couple blocks. He's out just short of the 20-yard line. Look at it, about the 17, 18-yard line there where the Quakers will take over 1st and 10.
So here, Wilmington, it's 14:53. It's ready to rock and roll time here for Wilmington.
So Credit, the senior leading this senior-laden offense out on the football field. Other seniors, P.J. Meyer starting today as well. Sterling Clark along the offensive line. Lane Hecker, I believe, number 57 or 58, excuse me, also is out there as a senior as well. So Credit starts with 3 off to the left. His running back off to his left as well, and he's going to drop back and hit Flynn on a little screen. He's got him in. He's got some room.
Amir Jackson to block.
Up past the 50, to the 45, to the 35, to the 25, to the 20. He's going to be run down inside the 10-yard line.
What a great play by Wilmington College coming out there. The little screen pass out to the left. Nice job there by Flynn.
And 2 seniors hooking up right away. And then a big block from the freshman Amir Jackson down the field like you called. Great start for the Quakers. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line here.
You seen Amir Jackson when he turned back, he was like, yes, come on, and come my way, let's go. And, having a wide receiver that blocks like him, and he's a great athlete, man.
And that's how you get big plays, Cup, is having wide receivers block down the field. So here we go, Twins to the right. Back Hinton now, offset to the left. Amir Jackson, a little pitch sweep going. That will be a pass, and he will be dropped for about a 3-yard loss there on 1st down. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 13.
Yeah, Wilmington starts out big play, but getting it down there, now you're in good position. You're in the red zone. We'll see what they have to offer here.
Bringing an extra receiver into the set. Deshaun Maddox, number 7, checks in. So they have 4 wides in right now. 4 wides and a running back. Twins to the left and twins to the right. Hinton offset to the left here. Credit calling out the signals, checking out the defense. Looks like Northern is playing some man-to-man defense here. Credit back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket, and he's going to be able to gain about a yard and a half on the carry, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 12.
Now, Coach, looking at this situation, you're 3rd and goal from the 12. What are you going to do here? If you're offense coordinator here for Wilmington College, what do you do here?
Well, if I'm the quarterback, I'm looking for P.J. Meyer. That's my most reliable target. I believe he has 8 touchdowns on the year. But maybe a little trickery. Flynn's back in the game, offset here to the left. I want to get him the football. So we have twins on both sides. Credit calling out the snap. He's dropping back a little slant to Deshaun Maddox, and that he will have the ball down inside the 5, about the 4, and now decision time.
Decision time. Decision time here. I think if I'm Wilmington College, I'm going for the field goal. I think you have to do what's right, get points on the board, take the lead, get your troops ready to roll.
And that is exactly what they're going to do. Champ out for the kick here. The left-footed Champ, number 49 for the Quakers. Amounts really to about a little more than an extra point here on the kick. So it'll be a 21-yard field goal attempt, almost dead in the middle of the field. The hold from Credit. And the snap a little high. Credit gets it down. Champ punches it up and through.
Good. Wilmington College, baby, taking the lead 3-0 here in the first quarter. 12 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
So, Cup, I think you have to take the points there. You got that great drive started off. You want to get some momentum. You got to at least take the points there. While I know Brian likes to go after Coach Moore, he likes to go after some people early on. Still, you take those 3 points. Northern has struggled to score recently, again, with some of those injuries, etc. Maybe that goes with the thinking as well. They played a 7-6 ball game just a couple weeks ago to Muskingum. Maybe that goes into your thinking, taking that early on.
Oh, yeah, and think about it. Taking the lead, getting out in front, that's the biggest thing here in football. That takes the pressure off your defense. You don't have to worry, being down 14. Wilmington's been in those spots a lot. But we'll see how they offer here.
So after that first drive, some quick stats. Credit with 1 rushing yard. He was 3 for 3 on that drive, 77 yards. Obviously, 72 of those yards came on the long pass to Eric Flynn. So we have Josh Schwa teeing the ball up, and he is going to kick it deep and about the 10-yard line. Ohio Northern takes it. He's out over the 20 to the 30, and a couple Quakers there on the tackle. Looks like number 32, and who's getting up off the bottom of that pile? Number 30 for the Quakers on the tackle. So Tavion Bryant, the freshman linebacker, in on that tackle, but great starting field position for Ohio Northern at the 41-yard line here, Cup. 1st and 10. This is our first look at the Northern offense, and it looks like we actually have a
pistol formation here, 2 by 2.
And we have Anthony McFadden starting at quarterback, and he's going to hand it off to Williams. Williams off the right side, going to break a couple tackles.
C.J. Thompson coming up and sweeping him up there.
So a nice tackle by Thompson after only a gain of 2 yards. So not only do we have maybe some different offensive linemen out there, but we see McFadden, who was listed as the second quarterback on the depth chart, starting the game today for the Northern Polar Bears. 2nd and 8 to go. Twins to the left. A little offset back. Williams goes in motion. They're going to fake the handoff. He has a man open over the middle. C.J. Thompson up in the air and incomplete. Nice job.
C.J. comes out with the first tackle of the game. He reads that, makes a nice play there on defensive side of football. I think C.J., David Henry, shout out to them. They're seniors here. This is their last game at home. And you know what, man? Those guys are solid athletes. I talked to David Thursday at the sports show. David was, he's all excited about moving forward and where Wilmington College is moving to.
We have a flag on the play, it looks like. They're going to decline whatever this is. Ineligible man downfield. Wilmington had the option, and they're going to decline it to move it to 3rd and 8. Chris, you heard me there say that looked like they had a man wide open. CJ did a great job of reading it, came out of his run drop and back into that pass drop and did a good job of getting the hands up on the ball. Almost got our second pick of the season there for the Quakers. So 3rd and 8, a big down here to start the game. McFadden puts Williams off to his right. Going to drop back, and no pressure. He's got all day, and he's got a man over the middle. That is going to be a completion to Rex, number 7 for Ohio Northern. So a first down and 10 on a 20-yard completion there on 3rd and 8. Northern rushes the ball here. And they're going to get a penalty on Wilmington, jumping off sides.
Do you think number 70 there for Ohio Northern, he moves back, but is it due to Wilmington? Yes. Looks like they're going to be encroachment indeed.
A really effective strategy there, Chris. They jumped the ball after the big first down and got Wilmington a little excited. So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Polar Bears. 3 receivers down to the left, a running back to the right. Got to take the handoff. Nope. Keeps it. McFadden, he's got it, and he's got room. And he could be, and he is in the end zone for a touchdown. A 33, 32-yard touchdown run for McFadden there. And the Polar Bears take an early 6-3 lead.
And when you run that zone read, reading off that defensive end. Wilmington's defensive end sucked down, and there was nobody outside. Receiver did a nice job for Ohio Northern there, running him off the backside. He was in the end zone back here while he was running up the sideline.
So Chase Watson here for the kick for Northern. Trying to add the extra point here. And a good snap, and the ball is up, and it is through. So, with 10:54 left in the first quarter, Ohio Northern 7, Wilmington 3. We'll be right back after a message here from one of our sponsors.
There's no one like you. Your hopes, dreams, talents, and experiences, even what you value in a bank, are unique to you. That's why, instead of telling you what we can do, we'd rather listen to what you need. Because at Security National Bank, your story is the one that matters. There's no one like you. There's no bank like us. Could there be a better reason to meet? Security National Bank. Be delighted with your bank.
Security National Bank is a division of the Park National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Contact information at securitynationalbank.com.
And we're back here at Wilmington College, Williams Stadium. Again, Northern leading 7-3. Both teams have had a drive. Both teams went straight down the field. Wilmington couldn't get in on their big play, but both teams had big plays on their opening drives. A 32-yard touchdown run for Northern by Anthony McFadden. And Wilmington had that 72-yard catch and run by Flynn. And now, kicking off, Northern, they're going to get the ball, looks like deep to Kenny Jones, who takes it at the 5. Jones up over the 10. He's got a man blocking for him there, Flynn, and he is going to be just short of the 20-yard line at about the 18. Cup, what are you looking for here in this Wilmington possession?
I think they need to start looking downfield, not that, run, quick runs, doing things. I'd look downfield here, Amir Jackson, guys like P.J. Meyer, start taking little shots here and there.
So great play design there on the first play of the last drive to get the big play. Here comes Wilmington again with a twin set down here to the right, a tight end off to the left, and a receiver to the left. We have Hinton off to the right of Credit, bringing Amir Jackson in motion. Going to hand off to Amir Jackson, and he's got some blockers, and he's got a cutback lane. Here he goes, over the 30 to the 35, and taken down there at the 35. Good job holding onto the ball by Jackson as well.
Getting the ball to Jackson, just like we was just talking about a second ago, I was saying, get the ball in your playmaker's hands, And Luke Credit, he's been a playmaker all year, but you need to get the ball downfield to Amir Jackson. He's a animal.
And right there showing he is a hard man to tackle and a hard man to bring down. So a good way to get, again, the playmakers, ball in his hand, run a little jet sweep. So here we go, Quakers ball, 1st and 10 at the 35. We have a receiver and a tight on the left and 2 receivers to the bottom. Hinton again off to the left of Credit. Again, a motion with Deshaun Jackson. And he's got a man over P.J. Meyer at the 40. Going to bring it in and fumbles the ball ahead. There's Amir Jackson, man on the spot.
So, isn't that ironic? How, we sent, you got to get the ball in Jackson's hands, P.J. Meyer's hands, got to go deep, and what do? Coach Brian Moore, he's done a great job. You just know what he needs to do and get the job done.
You can tell he has a game plan specifically for what this Northern Polar Bears team is going to do. So 1st and 10, moving quickly at the 27-yard line. Credit with trips down to the right. Calling out the signals, and this is going to be a quarterback draw. He makes a man miss in the hole. He's going to make another man miss, and it's going to take a whole swarm of Polar Bears to bring him down, 9-yard run.
It's a great job. We're spreading out Ohio Northern's defense. They're in a 4-2, spreading them out, shoot it deep, and then it opens up the run game.
And we've seen motion on almost every play the Quakers have had the ball today, and I think that's a little different than normal. A lot of motion today. Here we go. Twins down to the right. Hinton off to the left of Credit now. And a wide receiver to the left and a tight end. Tighten the formation. Credit calling out the signals. And it's going to be a handoff to Hinton up the middle. And it looks like the Quakers are going to attack the middle of that defense right now, Cup.
Now, if you're Wilmington there, 2nd and 1, I think I might go deep here, try to take a shot. But that was a good play call. Pick up first down there.
Coach Moore electing to just keep those chains moving here, getting a first down. We see Dylan Volts in this game, number 16 at the top. Split out, single man there, trips at the bottom. And we have Hinton off to the left of Credit. And he has a man, a little inside screen to Amir Jackson. He trips and almost fumbles the football, able to hold on. Going to be about a gain of 2. Again, Cup, they're trying to get Amir Jackson the ball any way possible. Hand it to him, throw the quick screen, whatever you can do. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Quakers. Again, they've been in 4 receiver sets more than we've seen them here in the past. Obviously, they saw something in the Polar Bears defense here, Cup, that they liked and they wanted to take advantage of. So Credit will have the ball. Trips to the right. Hinton off to his right. A single receiver vaults up to the top. And he's going to fake the handoff. He's got Amir Jackson out in the flat. He makes a man miss and going to push his way down to about the 8.
It's like that was number 9 there on the stop for the Polar Bears.
And that is their starting safety, Valente, and he is a tackling machine. He's 3rd on their team in tackles.
Ohio Northern Polar Bears, they've been very, very tough over the last few years, in the OAC. And basically I expected what, out of the team they have this year, what they're bringing today, due to a lot of injuries.
And so we have twin receivers to the left. Murphy here as the tight end to the right. P.J. Meyer offset to the right on his own. And we've got a quick throw there. Nowhere to go with Credit. Credit going to throw the ball into the ground, just grounding it in front of Tim Murphy to save the down. Kind of dangerous, but he threw it directly into the ground. Credit just does not like to let a play die, does he?
No. Now it's 4th and 3. Looks like they're going to bring on the field goal unit, which is another good drive. I mean, they're putting points on the board. Hopefully we come away with points on the board this time, make it a 7-6 ball game.
So the Quakers Cup to this point have had no trouble moving from between the 20s. It's once they get inside that 20, struggling a little bit. Champ here will be going with the kick, number 49, Kevin Champ. And this will be about a 24-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Champ up, and it is good. So,
Champ don't have much of a leg, but he's accurate. That's what I like about him.
Doesn't have that booming leg, but he has a great accuracy. At one point this season had made all of his extra points. So at 6:55 left in the first cup, 7-6, Northern Polar Bears up 1 on the Quakers. But hey, 2 great drives so far for Wilmington. If you're Coach Moore, you got to be happy. You've been able to do what you want offensively. You had a couple stops other than the 2 big plays, really, by Northern. A good first drive defensively, really. So we're going to go to a sponsor real quick, and we will be right back with you for the kickoff.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest-growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RE.
So Wilmington set to kick the ball off here. It'll be Josh Schwa with the kickoff here, number 36 for the Quakers. Northern with a man deep to return. Looks like number 25 or 26, and he's got the ball over the 30, and he's got a crease. There is a hold, though. This ball is going to be coming back. Quakers tackle him at the 50-yard line. Tackle by number 25, but there was also a tackle by the Polar Bears back there, and this is going to be a hold coming back past the 35-yard line. But on that tackle was Paris Weatherby, one of those freshman defensive backs.
And going back to Wilmington College's kicking game, Kevin Shamp's done a nice job. Like you said, at one point in the year, he was, perfect on extra points. And, of course, he's deadly inside, the 20.
Yep. And I tell you what, if you have to rely on him to kick a field goal at the end of the game and you get him inside that 20, like you said, he is deadly, someone that you can definitely use as a weapon. So the Polar Bears will be getting the ball at the 25-yard line. Cup, give me a few stats from that last drive from Northern here. From Wilmington, excuse me.
From Wilmington. Well, actually, a few stats. Luke Credit, 7 for 6, 121 yards. His long was 72. Mir Jackson had a ball caught for 18 yards there.
And Williams going sideways, looking for some room to run, and he is tough. Going to be knocked out of bounds. It looks like we are going to have a personal foul. They think that was a late hit out of bounds. So he's knocked out after a gain of 12, but he gained 12, but he ran 60 yards to gain 12 there, Cup. Going from side to side. So he must have been a step or two out of bounds there as he got hit. So that's going to immediately put the Northern Polar Bears into Wilmington territory at about the 47.
So if you're tuning in now, campusnation.com. It's 6:30 in the first quarter. It's 7-6. Ohio Northern Polar Bears over Wilmington College Quakers.
So here we go. Trips down here to the bottom of the screen. And, we have a false start on Northern there. So those are the negative plays, Cup, that we talk about. Staying on schedule, that's good for the Wilmington defense. Getting them off schedule there right away on first down, be 1st and 15. Let's see if they can get this Christian Williams on the ground. He has looked tough so far to tackle.
We was talking before the day. Where he went to high school where?
The Anna Rockets.
And they're a Division V school, great Division V school. He's a big, thick kid, man. OAC, Player of the Week this year.
Over 1,200 yards rushing this season, and here they go. They're going to hand the ball off to him up the middle, and he is going to be taken down. It looks like number 56 there on the tackle for the Wilmington defense, and that would be Ross on the tackle. Bernard Ross. So a 5-yard gain. It'll still be 2nd and 10 for the Polar Bears. And again, I think we are going to see a heavy dose of McFadden and Williams here all day long. McFadden, again, calling the signals, offset. Now they have a little motion, and they're going to hand the ball off to Rex.
Got a flag.
Rex is going to try to make a man miss and does, and then gets tackled there at the 41-yard line. Let's see what the flag is there, Cup. I don't know what early indications are. Looks like it's going to be actually offsides on Wilmington prior to the play. So they're going
like Keel, number 21 there, came up to make a play, and it looks like he was playing two-hand touch there, King. Go down the field here.
So Stephen Broussard there, offsides, lined up offsides before the snap. So it'll be 2nd and 5. So just when you get them behind the down and distance, they're back on schedule. 2nd and 5 for the Polar Bears after that play.
Wilmington might want to be expecting Christian Williams here. They're in the pistol formation, Ohio Northern.
And a little confusion amongst Northern here. They finally get a receiver set and the snap, and they're going to hand it off to that man, Christian Williams, and he is a load. Not only is he quick, Cup, he dragged 2 guys with him there for a first down.
When you got a guy that's explosive like Christian Williams is, inside and outside, he's a big, thick runner. And, that's exactly what you need on a football team, somebody like him.
And that ability to go inside, outside, like you mentioned, that makes a young man tough. So here they are, right back to the ball again, 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Again, Williams offset, and they're going to hand that ball. No, they fake it, and a little run-pass option. He's going to get to the outside, make a man miss, and this McFadden kid, he can really run the football as well. That is going to be a 9 or 10-yard gain here for Northern. And it looked like they had him stopped, and they just were unable to bring him down.
Broussard was out there on the right, and he stayed home. He played his assignment, but it looked like he was chasing tail there.
And so it is going to be 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for Northern. So far in this first quarter, which has 4 minutes left in it, we've seen both offenses go up and down the football field. McFadden going to drop back to pass, and Ryan Prince going to make a tackle. Can he hold on to him? And we have is that a fumble or a pass? It is a pass. It looks like.
If it's forward, it should have been incomplete.
And now we also have a flag.
That would have been an incomplete pass in my book. It has to be behind the line of scrimmage or going backwards. That has to be an incomplete pass, I'd say. But we got a flag out here to the right.
And it looks like we're going to have a post-possession penalty. Brian Gonzalez was one of the men involved in that, and he's pointing at Ohio Northern. So let's see. Now, years ago when I was a kid, that would have been called in the grass, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he threw that away, but we've seen Credit get away with this all year long. So we're going to the field and see what this call is. The play is an incomplete pass.
Clip. We got a clip there on Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
And that is why Brian Gonzalez was hopping up and a little bit mad. He probably got hit from behind there by an offensive lineman. That doesn't make linebackers, defensive linemen, when people go for your legs, does not make them happy. Again, my guess is it wasn't intentional, but things like that happen there, Cup. So, again, down behind the down and distance, it's 1st and 25 here, Cup. What do you call on 1st and 25?
I'd say they're going to go to the running back here, try to pick up 7, 8, maybe 9, get it back in over the 30-yard line.
The big question here, is it 1st down or is it 2nd down?
It'll be 1st down.
What they're talking about, and now let's see, we are motioning. It is going to be 2nd down.
2nd down because it was incomplete. Okay, they got it. 2nd down.
So he says it was a dead ball foul. Dead ball clip. That's an interesting one, but we'll take it. So 2nd and 15, or 25, excuse me. And back to pass, going to throw a little swing pass out. Broussard out trying to tackle Rex, and he is elusive. Very nice job by Rex of gaining about 10 on that one, Cup.
They run a little bubble route there. If you're Wilmington College, you're sitting at home. You've got to make that play. Broussard's got to make that play way quicker than he did right there.
Struggling in space, this young man, Rex, he has a bunch of TDs this year, 8 of them, 620 yards receiving. We can see what he's able to do. Trips down here to the left, and a little pistol. Now Williams motions offset. This may be 4-down territory. McFadden moving up. He's still looking to throw. He's got a man, and he's got Williams, and he has a 1st down. The ability of a running quarterback to keep that play alive with his legs, which, was he over the line of scrimmage there, Cup?
I don't know. It looks like Parks ran him out of bounds there. He was sitting there nicely, but I don't know. It looked pretty close, didn't it?
C.J. Thompson claimed he was over the line of scrimmage. I'd have to see a replay there to see. So it's going to be 1st and goal. So they get out of a 2nd and 25 situation. It's 1st and goal inside the 10. And again, here's Williams moving to the left, and they are going to hand that ball off the middle to him, and he goes right up through the middle in for the touchdown.
Man, he's an animal. That's a big kid. He's a sophomore now. You imagine he's got 2 more years in the OAC. OAC has something to look out for. This guy's a big kid, this Christian Williams is.
So he came into the game with 1,253 yards rushing, and my guess is after that he will be close to 1,300 yards after that drive. So we have the kick here by number 97, Chase Watson. Matt Lausbach, the hold. And the snap just a little off, but he gets it down, and it is up, and it is through there. So with 2:45 left in the first quarter, it is 14 Ohio Northern, 6 Wilmington Quakers. We'll be back after this message.
There's no one like you. Your hopes, dreams, talents, and experiences, even what you value in a bank, are unique to you. That's why, instead of telling you what we can do, we'd rather listen to what you need. Because at Security National Bank, your story is the one that matters. There's no one like you. There's no bank like us. Could there be a better reason to meet? Security National Bank. Be delighted with your bank.
Security National Bank is a division of the Park National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Contact information at securitynationalbank.com.
So we are back here at Wilmington College. Again, 2:45 left in the first quarter. Wilmington 6, Ohio Northern 14. And after that drive, McFadden, he had 43 yards rushing on that drive there, Williams had 59 yards rushing on that drive, including a touchdown. And Northern will be kicking the ball deep. And Kenny Jones will be the man returning this ball, and he bumbles it, and it's going to be into the end zone. And he can fall on it right there in the end zone. It was never taken inside the field of play, so it will be a touchback.
That was a little catastrophe there for Wilmington College. That could have been ugly there. And it looks like they keep going to Kenny Jones. They're kicking it to Kenny Jones. They put Flynn on one side, the left side this time, because they kept kicking it to the left. They put Jones on the right side. They're just kicking it to Jones. They're keeping it out of Flynn's hands. Well,
and after that first play of the game, you can see why Flynn is one of the best all-purpose guys in our league, averaging 141-plus yards between returns, receiving, and rushing on the season. So Flynn will stay in that backfield here off to the left of Credit. We have Pettifer as a tight end to the right, and Amir Jackson, the lone man, to the right. They put Jackson in motion, and Tripp's now on the left. They're going to hand the ball off to Flynn, going back to the right. Flynn's going to break one tackle and be up over the 30-yard line there. So on first down, a nice positive yardage play there for the Quakers at about a 4-yard gain, Cup.
Flynn was on the sports show, about the third week in the season this year, and, I got a chance to talk with him. Flynn's such a very honest, humble man, and I like that. And, he has great direction in life, and he's moving forward, and this is going to be a great game for him.
Going to be a very productive young man in our society. Second down in 5 or 6. Jackson again in motion, and they're going to fake the handoff to Flynn. A little roll back. Credit has a man. He's got P.J. Meyer up the field. He just overthrows him at the 30. Oh, and he was wide open. Just overthrew him a little bit at the 30. That is one that Credit is going to see in his dreams at night. Just overthrew just a little bit.
Center Moore there. He came back and made a nice block when Luke rode right. Made a nice block, left him open. Man, if he would have hit that, man, it was over.
We would have been looking at a 13-14 football game here. Instead, it brings up third down and 6, the first longer yardage situation the Quakers have had for the day here on third down. And it looks like Northern is in straight man with Trips up to the top of the screen. He has Amir Jackson open. He's got him, and he just overthrows him. Amir and him are not on the same page, but we have a flag down. We have offensive pass interference it's going to be, so most likely Northern's going to decline that, and the Quakers will be forced to punt on fourth down.
We was just talking about that. I was thinking in my head, I said I'd run a bubble route to Jackson. Number 7 there.
Deshaun Maddox with the pass interference. I think he just probably got downfield a little farther than he wanted to, and you can't block downfield with that ball in the air. I think it's 3 yards you have in college football to block downfield, and he must have just moved past that. So on 4th and 6, Credit will be back to kick here. And so far, the return game for Northern, at least on kickoffs, has been very good. And a little high snap, Credit able to bring it down and get the kickoff. And Northern's moving forward and going to take that at the 44-yard line there. So it will be Northern's ball, 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So if you're just now tuning in to campusnation.com, where it's 1:36 here in the first quarter. We got the score 14-6, Ohio Northern Polar Bears over Wilmington College Quakers.
And I think we are about to see more of Mr. Williams right here, although he is now offset in a tight position here. So be looking for some kind of screen or swing pass to him. It's a little screen underneath, and they're going to throw it outside instead to number 4. And he has a ball, and he's going down the football field, just knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line, 32-yard line.
Got a flag back on about the 47-yard.
And that was Naletti. But it looks like this one's going to be coming back. Ineligible man downfield. So both past games here have had guys blocking downfield and an ineligible man downfield so far.
You notice they put Christian Williams in a wing formation out here, and they ran him like it was going to be a pitch to the inside there. And, you know, that opens up a lot because now you got to keep your linebackers down there to the run game.
Well, because as I was saying up here, I'm sure the Wilmington defense is alerting to wherever that young man lines up. So good point, Cup. They are going to be ready for him, and using him as a decoy sometimes really opens up the rest of their team. So trips to the right, and this is going to be a handoff straight ahead to the middle, and he has a hole. Got to make a man miss. Traquez Parks there for Wilmington, number 33 on the tackle.
That was a nice job by Traquez there. He came down, he filled nicely. Traquez got a big future here.
Really nice defensive backfield for the Quakers, especially since they're all young. How much experience have these guys gotten this season, Cup?
Oh, it's big. We got about 3 or 4, DBs that's playing for Wilmington. It's only going to get better.
And so trips to the right, and Williams going to hand off back up the middle. Nice surge initially there, and going to be knocked down, though. They strung that out. Initial surge by Ross, and then strung out and tackled by number 55 there. That is Ackley, I believe. 55 is Ackley for Wilmington. So on 3rd and 8, we're going to have the end of the first quarter. So when we come back here with you, it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Polar Bears at the 47-yard line.
Coach, it's going to be, this is getting good now. We're going to see what Wilmington College is made of. Their defense right now, they've got to step it up right here, make a big, big play here.
Well, they've had several opportunities on 3rd down and 8. This number has not been good for them. 3rd and 8, they've given up a couple plays on 3rd and 8. So we have some stats here from the first quarter. First quarter stats, Christian Williams, 7 rushes, 67 yards already in the first quarter alone, 1 touchdown. Anthony McFadden, 2 rushes, that big 32-yard rush for 43 yards. And McFadden is 3 of 5 passing for 51 yards. And Chad Rex, a young man that is hard to bring down, 2 receptions for 30 yards. Christian Williams, that 1 big reception for 21 yards. And then Wilmington has Amir Jackson, 1 reception for 18 yards. Luke Credit, 1 rush for 18 yards. Luke Credit, 2 for 10. So here we go, big 3rd down play. We have offsides by Wilmington, and they have stopped on the play. And number 3, McFadden, rolling with the ball, and he is going to be short of the first down. And now we also have a 15-yard personal foul penalty at the end of the football play. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to call for flying on the tackle at the end.
Steve Broussard made a decent play there. I mean, he picked up 3 or 4, but he did a good job staying home, doing his job. But let's go down here and listen what the officials has to say.
Interestingly enough, if there was contact, there should be no play there, but they allowed that play to go ahead. When you jump off sides and there's contact, normally the play would be stopped immediately. And that is on Osmus there on the late hit, number 15 for the Quakers.
You got to use your head here, and penalties are crucial in the game. you go from, even if it's an offsides, you go from 3rd and 2 to 1st and 10 and balling around the 40-yard line in your territory.
And so they're going to march that all the way down to the 33. I guess that penalty happened farther upfield than we thought it did. So they are going to have the ball there, Cup, all the way at the 33. So as you just said, that's a huge change between 3rd and 2 and all the way down there then to 1st and 10 at the 32. And here is Northern with Williams. He's a tough young man to bring down. You don't want to give him many extra opportunities, and here the Quakers have. So 1st and 10, twins on both sides, and Williams offset to the right. McFadden takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. Got a little rush there from the Quakers. They have a man, and incomplete.
Oh, he's going to call him for a pass interference. He was near him, but I don't know if I would have called that a pass interference.
And they both threw their flags there. They're going to call.
I don't know if that was even a catchable ball right there at the end of it.
Illegal.
Yeah.
So it's a 15-yard penalty here in College.
Withersby there called for the pass interference. I thought he played nice, but he's got to roll his eyes back to the quarterback at one time to see where the ball is, see where he's located. And you know what? And it does. When you put a hand on somebody and you're just running, your eyes are on him, they're going to call that 9 times out of 10.
I agree. Here we go. So it's 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line for Ohio Northern. Trips to the top of the screen. Looks like there's a little bit of confusion there amongst Northern's receivers.
They better look out right here to the right side, Williams.
And they have one-on-one coverage, and he makes a nice route, and that is a nice catch then by number 4.
Withersby just got burnt. I mean, that's just flat out got burnt. He played him on his outside shoulder. He come back. He didn't deny. He needs to get across that. And don't let no one ever cross your body there.
Nicoletti with the touchdown reception there from McFadden. So the Polar Bears are up 20-6, looking to tack on the extra point here to make it a 21-6 lead here. And again, it'll be Chase Watson, number 97, with the kick, and Matt Loshber with the hold. And the snap, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 14:23 left, we have a 21-6 football game.
If you're tuning in here on Campus Nation, this is Alan King, Chris Weishaupt. Alan, I wanted to ask you a few things. You know, you coach some sports over here. You coach classes. Give us a little run-through of your day here at Wilmington College.
Well, a typical day, I teach an 8 a.m. personal wellness class, so I come in and teach that, and then spend the rest of my day doing various things of recruiting, doing workouts with my players, you name it, all the different activities then and we have a penalty here, 15-yard roughing the snapper penalty, but then we go through to practice in the evening and then do a little more recruiting at night. Once the high school girls basketball games start, I like to get out and go watch a lot of those. So that's kind of a typical day for me. You know, a lot of coaches put in a lot of hours. We don't keep track of our hours because it might be a little depressing.
Yeah.
But we put in a lot of hours because we do what we love and we're around a lot of people, and it's not really a job. It's a great opportunity. We were blessed to work for a great school here at Wilmington, so have a great time doing that.
So now, here in the second quarter, Christian Williams is 7 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. We got our receiving. We got Chad Rex, got 2 for 30. Christian Williams also 1 for 21. Rushing for Wilmington, we have Luke Credit 2 for 10. Amir Jackson 1 for 18. Amir Jackson receiving is 3 for 4 yards. And of course, Eric Flynn is 1 for 72 there. That big catch in the beginning of the game.
And the Polar Bears are going to tee this one up at the 50-yard line, and they're going to try an onside kick. Recovered there by number 16, Dylan Volts. Dylan Volts being the heads-up play there to pick that ball up. Going to be nice field position for the Quakers.
And that's a great job. If Dylan Volts knows that he can get that ball safe and sound, they can't hit him until 10 yards. You know, so if you can get it right around 7, 8 yards and you can recover it real quick, go ahead and fall on that ball.
And Volts was the outside guy, came across a man, so good heads up by Volts there. And again, instead of tough field position for the Quakers, now it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Credit with 2 men down to the left. Amir Jackson in motion coming from right to left. And they're going to fake the handoff. No, they give the ball to Geno Hinton. He's working to get to the outside, breaks a tackle. He's going to go up the sideline. We have a flag right there, though, at the 39-yard line. Doesn't look good for Wilmington. Going to be a hold is the initial call by the official.
That was a great second effort there by Flynn. Was that Hinton?
Hinton on the carry.
That was a good second effort by Hinton, though.
Got grabbed and kind of made a nice spin and able to get those feet going again. Not easy to do after you spin. If you don't believe me, go out in your backyard and try it real quick.
Yeah, I'll try. Give her a little bit of backyard football action.
So here we go, first and 20 after the 10-yard penalty. And again, Jackson here in motion. I'm looking for a bubble screen here soon. And we have a little inside screen. P.J. Meyer going to get tackled.
Looks like a little face mask there, maybe, but I guess that's my perspective there. I don't know.
Well, and I'm hearing a lot from the crowd as well as the field as well, but must not have grabbed it. Second down and 19, just about a 1-yard gain there. He had to make that first guy miss their cup and just wasn't able to unfortunately do it. So A.J. Hightower back on the field for the Quakers. Good to see number 81 back out there after having injured his ankle a few weeks back. Healed quickly. He's been a nice threat all year. 3 touchdown receptions on the season. He's in twins up to the right. Credit calling out the signals again on 2nd and 18. Dropping back, and he's got a man. He's going for Amir Jackson, and Amir being pushed out of bounds there a little bit, and the ball took him out of bounds, though.
Looks like there was a little contact there by number 9 there, or number 6 or number 9 there for Ohio Northern on Amir Jackson, but, of course, it was an uncatchable ball there, too.
Dennis, the safety, coming over, making that coverage. And back to your point, uncatchable. If that ball stays in bounds a little bit more, I think maybe the official's reaching for his flag there. So instead, it'll be 3rd down and 18 to go here. Quakers have the ball with 13 minutes left in the second quarter. Credit sending Jackson again in motion. And a little fake handoff, a little roll. And he's got P.J. Meyer coming across the field, and Credit is just got to kick himself when he sees this because he has a man, A.J. Hightower, absolutely wide open. But there's a flag on the far side, Cup. Hopefully, for our sake, a hold here.
Yes, automatic first down type situation.
And
yes,
Hinton
it
says
is.
it is.
They are.
So Hinton was listening in on that conversation. Let's go down and see what they have to say. Now they're going to discuss it a little further.
Boy, I sure hope it's a first down, automatic first down. Oh, official had made contact with a coach on the Polar Bears sideline, and you can't do that. You have these lines back here that says, hey, you have to stay behind them, and if you're ever in their way, then that's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So that is we see that guy on TV every Sunday, the get-back coach, and you see how important the get-back coach is because that was a 4th and 18 punting situation. But back there, Credit had A.J. Hightower. They got to come back to that. He had A.J. Hightower right down the middle on a post, wide open, and just didn't see him. Of course, he was rolling to his left. So we have the twin backfield here for the first time today, and we're going to have a handoff to Hinton. And he's got a little hole, and he's going to power forward, and that's what Coach Moore wants to do, stay on down and distance right there, Cup.
Yeah, you keep the clock in your favor. You keep the ball moving, keep the clock in your favor. Here's the thing. You control. You got 2 great running backs here. You got Flynn and Hinton. Great. They've done a great job all year. And plus you got Luke Credit. Luke Credit's great, running back here.
That triple option comes into effect when you put those 3 in the backfield, and here they are again. Hinton and Flynn split off to each side. And again, a little straight ahead handoff to Hinton, and Hinton is able to go forward for about 2-3 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 3.
Doing a little Woody Hayes type, 3 in the dust. 3 in a cloud of dust.
3 yards in a cloud of dust, and they would take 3 more right here because that's what it's going to be, 3rd and 3. We're going to see Hightower check back in here, and we have Flynn in the backfield. Pettiford is the tight end to the left, trips up to the right. Again, I look here for a little bubble action possibly. with Amir Jackson. Instead, they're going to fake that handoff. They got the rollout. Credit going to get up the football field, make a couple guys miss, and he is going to be just short, it looks like, from the spot.
That was a great job by Luke Credit by recognizing the formation, recognizing that, you know what, I got to tuck it and run. He's kind of like a gangster there. He's just sliding around, finds that way to get the job done. He always does that, and that's one thing I like about Luke.
Hard to bring him down, and it is going to be 4th and about a yard. I can't imagine going anywhere other than that man, Luke Credit. Offset to the right, and Northern's thinking the same. They are bringing a blitz up the middle, and they're going to back out now as Credit looks to the sideline with 10 on the clock here, on the play clock, and down under 7. Credit taking the signals. Northern's D-line shifting.
Timeout there, I say. It was close there. I'm like, man, when's Coach Moore going to call the timeout?
So he wanted to see what they were going to do. Northern tipped their hand with showing blitz. They switched into another play, and then Coach Moore didn't look like that play either. So take your time out here.
I haven't seen Wilmington go under center all year. I would kind of like to see Luke Credit go under center, maybe run a little bit of sneak behind, or do a little pistol formation with Luke Credit running behind. Because, man, you got to put the ball in your playmaker's hands. Luke's got 19, 20 touchdowns on the year, 19 actually, 5th in the OAC. Give him the rock and let him go with it.
And you think maybe a little jet motion here out of one of those wide receivers, which keeps those defensive ends honest, keeps them from crashing. And then you got to, as you said, trust your guy, Luke Credit, to be able to get up in there and get the first down. He's done it all year. So we'll see. Again, Credit out there on 4th and looks like a full yard here. And he's going to take the snap. And he's got Flynn on a little swing. Flynn got to get tackled immediately. Actually lose about 3 yards on the play. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears, and the bad news is it looks like Flynn is down there.
You had Maddox out there blocking for him. He was just standing there, and that's what really slowed Flynn down.
And that's actually who is down, is Deshaun Maddox.
He was standing there. He needs, if he's going to block, go on block. But just don't stand there, because that really got in the way of Flynn from making a first down.
Now, Cup, he was the young man that got called earlier in an earlier series for blocking downfield too soon. You think that was maybe playing in his mindset of not being aggressive and going and getting that block?
Maybe. But right there, he needs to make that block or get out of the way. I mean, Flynn's trying to make a move. And you're out there. You're making a positive step. Don't just stand there and look at me. Make a play. Either block or get out of my way, because now you're just another defender in my way.
Yep. And so good news is Deshaun Maddox is able to walk off the football field under his own power. But that is a big momentum play here for Ohio Northern. Unfortunately, so far, Cup, the Wilmington defense has not been able to come close to stopping the Polar Bears on a drive yet. They've had the ball 3 times. They've scored 3 touchdowns. This is their 4th drive. This would be a big one to get a stop on.
Oh, it would be. 21-6 here in the second quarter. Polar Bears has made their way with Wilmington College, but also Wilmington College has made some nice drives. Just not a lot of clock eaten up.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Maddox hands the ball off to Williams, and there is a nice stop, and that looks like Henry and C.J. Thompson.
I like C.J. Thompson. He's, this is his life. I'm going to miss seeing C.J. on the field next year. C.J. and David Henry, both seniors here, and Ryan Prince, those guys I'm going to miss, because they've worked hard. They've done a great job this year as young gentlemen, with a new coaching staff coming in.
And Coach Moore's going to miss them as well as Coach Philly. That was actually Broussard. I misspoke on the tackle there with him. And another handoff to Williams. And we have a nice little sweep to the right, and he is going to have a first down there after a 8-9 yard run. So it'll be 1st and 10 there for Northern.
Cam Creighton, freshman DB, 6'2", 190 there, came up and tried to make a play there. Just got pulverized. I mean, you got to come up and you got to put your head in the sternum and make something happen. Put the guy on the ground. Just don't stand there. You got to wrap. When you tackle, you got to wrap. He didn't wrap.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 39, 38-yard line for the Polar Bears. And the snap count has been tough on the Quakers so far today. And jumping again, but able to get back. Fake handoff. Ryan Prince up the field. And a nice hit
Broussard there.
Big hit by Steve Broussard there on the play. So nice play. Ryan Prince getting up the football field, being solid, not going with that play fake. It'll be 2nd and 10. Steve Broussard with a big hit there, Cup.
That got some of the corral on their feet. When you get a big hit like that and somebody hits somebody like that, it gets them on their feet. It's a great job. He's done a lot.
So let's hope that that gets this Quakers defense going. It'd be big to get a stop here before the end of the first half, get the ball back. And Northern taking it, going to throw it out quickly to number 7. He makes a man miss. That's Rex, and a nice tackle there by number 8 for the Quakers. And that is Cam Creighton again, the young man. You called his name a couple times here recently.
Yeah, he did. He finally wrapped there. Last play we went back to him. He didn't wrap, but nice job. You got a lot of freshmen on the DB side for Wilmington. They're learning. And the thing is, let's learn. Let's make this a learning experience and do things right here.
Now I see a run coming here. This is 4-down territory, I believe, for Northern. And they're going to have Williams off to the right. Here they go, snap. No, they're going to drop back and throw. David Henry up the football field. He's chasing Maddox from behind and dropped the ball. That's a big drop there. Number 4, Naletti, who's a normally very reliable receiver, dropped the football. So it'll be 4th down and 6, and it looks like there's no thought of even going. They're already calling a play there for Northern. There's no thought of kicking. They're going to go and stay on the football field.
You mentioned David Henry there. He was on the sports show this week there at Damon's. He was talking he wanted to be a trainer, physical trainer, or go to the Air Force. I like that kid, man. He's a good athlete.
He's a big, strong young man and a smart young man. So here it is, 4th down and 8. And Wilmington has pressure. The quarterback has a man open, and he is able to catch it and in the end zone. That's Rex for another touchdown for the Polar Bears. So that would be Rex's 9th touchdown on the season. So on 4th and 6 from the 36-yard line, we have a touchdown for the. And the big thing there, Cup, is McFadden for the Polar Bears. He's keeping the ball alive there with his feet a lot.
Yes, and running outside, and he's still getting his eyes downfield. And the thing is, when you're a quarterback, it's hard to keep your patience and not panic. He don't panic. He stayed poised, and, hits him downfield for a touchdown.
And the extra point is up and good. So with 8 minutes left in the second quarter, it is Ohio Northern 28 and Wilmington 6. We're going to go to a word from our sponsor here.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RN to BSN and more. Call today, 855-OCU-GRAD, or on the web at enroll.ohiochristian.edu.
So we are back here with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Ohio Northern leading the Quakers 28-6. And Cup, this is a huge possession here for the Quakers going into the half. See if they have the opportunity to get the score. That really will keep them in this football game the way their offense has played.
Exactly, and we was just sitting there talking there at the break. This is their second-string quarterback. I would like to see their first-string quarterback.
Yes, McFadden has made play after play here to begin this game. And the kickoff going to be short this time, and Flynn going to come up to grab it at the 20 and step right out of bounds. So they have been effective in keeping Flynn from getting a chance to do anything in the return game.
I think they know. The Polar Bears they've done some scouting there, and like I said, they know Eric Flynn's a playmaker and Geno Hinton. Nobody wants to put a ball in playmakers' hands here.
And so that's exactly what Wilmington will need to do. Hopefully get P.J. Meyer or Amir Jackson getting them open and getting them moving. So the Quakers come out with 3 receivers up to the right and Flynn off to the left of Credit. Credit taking the snap. Got to hand it off to Flynn. And Flynn makes a couple guys miss. He has nowhere to go, though, going backwards, and he's going to lose about 4 yards. So, a nice job. Flynn broke a couple tackles, but there was just a ton of pursuit there, Cup. He was unable to get away from the pursuit. So, it'll be 2nd and long for the Quakers. Not been good so far for them in these situations.
I think if you're Wilmington here, you put the ball on the ground, throw some short stuff. I mean, you can't change your game plan here. It's only a 6:28 game. Let's move the ball, but do what works. I like the short routes. I like the short runs.
So credit back to pass. He's got the ball on a quick slant to P.J. Meyer, and there's a big hit.
Helmet to helmet, though. You can't put – that's one thing. That's a helmet to helmet. And then once you stand up, if you're number 9 there for Ohio Northern Polar Bears, you just get up and act like you've been there before. Don't stand up like that because that's a helmet to helmet.
And on top of it, he slapped his helmet
Yeah.
as he got up. And I think that's actually where the flag's going to
That
be. Should
probably
have been a
is.
helmet to
Helmet
helmet
to
as
helmet,
well.
yeah.
So there should, in my opinion, be 2 fouls here. But I think, well, we'll just wait to see what they call. Got up and slapped him on the helmet as he's laying on the ground.
But that's a great job by P.J. Meyer to hold on to that football and actually take that hit. Because, as a receiver, sometimes that's what happens. You can't defend yourself.
And this one will be a long conference here. And so you're wondering, obviously we know they're going to be a personal foul at the end of this. The question is, what is it? And I think the hard thing for officials is they go to unsportsmanlike and targeting. They have both of these to call.
Yeah.
I'm thinking targeting, going back to your helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
If targeting's a call, they're going to have an extra long discussion because they don't want to throw a kid out of a game, which they have to on a targeting call, unless it's absolutely targeting. And
I think he was making a play on the ball, and the Polar Bears, he was making a play at the ball. But he should have stopped and said, you know what, and then that was iffy. Instead of getting up like howling at the moon, yeah, cool, man, you made a play. Ooh.
And the reason why there's a big discussion is because there is no foul on the play. He has ruled a runner, so you can hit him however you want, I guess. And Coach Moore, to say the least, is incensed.
I'm incensed because right when he caught the ball, he turns around, hit helmet to helmet. But you know what? Wilmington's got to pick up the pieces, move forward here.
3rd and 6 now, so instead of a 1st and 10 play call, it's a 3rd and 6 play call, which really changes your mindset here as a play caller. Coach Moore has to immediately snap back into his play calling mode. That's going to be a tough one. So, trips to the right and a single receiver down here to the left. And Volt's going to get tackled on his route and no call. And speaking of tackled, credit is sacked. But his guy he was looking at the bottom of the screen, Dylan Volt's, got absolutely knocked down and no call. And Coach Moore is talking now to that official saying, listen, you didn't call that. You at least got to call the guy getting tackled running down the football field. So,
exactly. And, sometimes, you go back to the officiating, they don't see everything. But 2 back-to-back plays like that, let's get real.
So credit with a booming kick. Takes back the Northern returner deep. And here comes P.J. Meyer, the man chasing him. Osmus back chasing him. And he is going to get going back all the way over the 30, inside the 30 and down. And we have a penalty marker down in the middle of the field. This will be interesting what this is if this isn't early on and we have a Quaker down there at the end of the play as well.
Could be a hold here.
So we're going to go down to the field and listen and see what the call is here. They're marching back, so it looks like one way or the other it'll be on the Polar Bears. So a 15-yard post-play penalty, first unsportsmanlike for number 11 for the Polar Bears. 15 yards back, so they still get great field position. The ball's going to be at about the 34-yard line.
So if you're just tuning in at Campus Nation here, it's 5:41 in the second quarter. We have Wilmington College 6, Ohio Northern Polar Bears 28. Chris Weiskup, Alan King here. Alan King is play-by-play. Chris Weiskup, is caller. Rick Phillips is our main director of the program.
And it looks like number 33, is that 33 there? That would be Traquez Parks if it is. And he is one of the main defensive backs for the Quakers, one of the young guys getting a ton of playing time. Made some plays this year, has the Quakers' lone interception on the season. So that's a big loss for them right here. You see some nice things. We've had some chippy moments right there. Bernard Ross, the defensive tackle, just reaching over, patting the center from Polar Bears on the head. Nice show of sportsmanship after some chippy play here recently. So the Polar Bears hand it all off to the Williams. He's going to move up over the 40-yard line and a gain of about 4 on first down. Narcisse Murphy on the tackle, number 92 for the Quakers. So second and about 7.
You know, one thing about Christian Williams, he's a hard runner. He's a big kid. I haven't seen him get outside and really make anything happen, but he's that guy that's going to get you 3-4 yards every time. And he might bust a play. You know, you like those big, thick running backs that can make something happen.
Definitely a solid young man, again, out of Anna, Ohio, the Anna Rockets. He is off to the left here. And McFadden going to swing the ball out to Rex. Rex trying to make a man miss and does. Makes the second man miss. Going to make a third miss. He's going backwards, but he is making guys miss at an alarming rate. Keel trying to catch him from the back. Rex just went from one side of the football field to the other inside the 5, inside the end zone for a touchdown for the Polar Bears.
You had Steve Broussard, had him right there in the backfield, and then all of a sudden 4 or 5 guys just miss him to the backside. That's just not good defense by Wilmington College.
And one of those things, when you're teaching the fundamentals of tackling, you never want to go to your knees to make the tackle. You don't want to fall down. You don't want to dive, and that's exactly what happened to the Quakers. A lot of emotion happening here over the last 10 minutes, and it's not seemed to go the way of the Quakers so far. So with 4:48, Northern is putting down the extra point here to try to go up 35-6. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with, again, 4:48, it is 35-6 for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears. We are going to go to a word from our sponsor. We will be right back with the kickoff.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RN to BSN and more. Call today, 855-OCU-GRAD, or on the web at enroll.ohiochristian.edu.
So we are back here at Wilmington College. Again, 4:48 here left in the first half. In Cup, this is a big drive. We said this a couple times, but for anything else, just to keep this game close, keep it within reach, and maybe have a little feel-good going into halftime, being able to move the football. The Quakers have done that. Now they need to put the ball in the end zone here to end the half. So kicking off will be number 41, Tom Fletcher. And he kicks it deep, and they got this one to Flynn, and he's got it inside the 12, and he's up over the 20. Going to break some tackles, and he's out over the 25, over the 30, and he's out past the 40 and going to be knocked down out of bounds at the 43, and you understand completely why they don't want to put the ball in Flynn's hand if you're Northern.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you go, and why do you think they've been kicking away like we was just talking about? They're kicking away from him. They know he can make plays. This guy's for real. And, Flynn's done a great job all year long. And the thing is, that's why they keep it out of his hands.
So that is a 31-yard return there for Flynn. Great job. He was tackled. He had 2 guys have him there around his legs, and he was able to break out of it. So, again, back to that dual running back set. Flynn and Hinton offsetting credit, and they're going to hand it off to Hinton. Hinton making a guy miss in the hole and able to get, again, a nice little positive gain for a couple yards.
One thing about Geno Hinton, splitting time, you have 2 backs splitting times. And we talked to Geno Hinton and Eric Flynn both at the sports show on Thursday nights there at Damon's. And both of them, had their perspective. I'm like, how do you feel about, him getting half the carries, you getting half the carries? Sometimes you want the load, I want to rush for $1,000, But are you satisfied? And they said, hey, we're satisfied with what we're doing.
Both great young men, solid team guys that are doing a good job of building that foundation on Tough Street. Amir Jackson here in motion. Little pitch to him. Pitch back to P.J. Meyer. Luke Credit out in front making a block, and P.J. for a gain of about 4-yard line, slung down at the 50-yard line.
You know one thing Wilmington College is going to miss is they're going to miss Luke Credit, P.J. Meyer type kids. They're very great athletes. P.J. Meyer's tough. 8 touchdowns this year. He's done a great job. He's the big man. He is the one that you call upon, and he's ready. Anytime you call his number, he's there, he's ready, and he's disciplined, man.
So 3:23 left in the clock, running here for the Quakers at the 50-yard line. A big 3rd and 3 here on this drive. Almost certainly 4-down territory for the Quakers. Fake handoff. He's got a little bubble, and there he is, P.J. Meyer.
And that same hit, number 9 there for Ohio Northern Polar Bears, comes across, hits him, makes a nice big hit. But you know what? It don't faze PJ. He stays poised, boom, catches the ball, first down.
And this Valetti, the safety, when he hits you, you stay hit. He is a solid safety, a nice player.
Definitely a stud.
And Northern is going to take a timeout. I think, unfortunately, Valetti might have hurt himself on that hit, but it was actually a very good, sound football tackle right there, exactly how you would teach it, but I think he might have been hurt because he hustled off the football field there. So
and like you said earlier, P.J. Meyer, what a tough athlete, man. PJ's a great wide receiver, and, Wilmington has those every year. They have that one guy, and I think P.J.'s your guy, especially on defense or on the offense side of the football.
So, Cup, how big is it? 1st and 10, 42-yard line here for the Quakers. You get a touchdown. You feel like you're still in this football game going into halftime. Anything can happen. You just got to get a few stops. But you definitely need a touchdown here, right?
Yeah, definitely. At least come away with something. Even if we come away with 3 points, it's fine. But to know you can drive on these Polar Bears, and that's what we're going to do.
So here we go, back to play. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Amir Jackson again in motion. Again a toss. Now a fake toss back. They kept the defense there on point. Amir with a gain of 8.
You know what really gets me? The play calling Wilmington College has, their play calling's on point. The thing is, all year long, the play calling, these coaches that Wilmington College has is incredible. They do a great job, put their kids in great position. They just got to finish and execute them.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 2 here for the Quakers. Credit calling out the signals. He's going to fake the handoff. He's looking. He's got a man. Throws in the second window, and there we go. There's a flag. Going to be ineligible man downfield.
There. Maybe number 63 there. Maybe have been downfield there.
The question is, do you want it to be 2nd and 2?
Or
3rd and 2? I believe 71, Sterling Clark, was leading that running play, and that's who they're going to call. It might have had a couple guys downfield. We'll listen for the call.
Yeah, you're right. Seen Jersey out on the right, but you're right.
Clark is a big guy to be waltzing down the football field, and he's going to get caught every time. So, again, nothing hurt. It'll be 2nd and 7. So they do take the penalty. 2nd and 7 at the 39. That's not actually bad for the Quakers instead. But here we go. And they're going to be in a spread formation. Trips to the left, twins to the right, and Credit in the backfield all by himself. Hinton in motion. Fake the handoff. Credit
nice
to the draw.
fake.
And he's going to be stopped.
That was a great fake there. Execution. I watched Wilmington High School the past few weeks, and they do a good job with executing just play fakes. And I think whether you're at the high school level, college level, professional level, executing plays is everything. Play fakes, play action, things like that. The little things make your team so much better.
And they used to talk about that all the time with Peyton Manning, his ball handling skills, his fakes. Really allowed him to move around in the pocket for a guy that was a statuesque guy. Here we go, Credit, 3rd and 2 at the 35-yard line. Going to fake the handoff. And Credit got a man wide open, Tim Murphy, and just threw his hands at the 10-yard line. So on 3rd and 3, he found Murphy streaking down the football field, put it on him, but just threw his hands. So it'll be Quakers ball, 4th and 3 at the 35, 1:30. They're no doubt going to go for this, Cup.
If you are Tim Murphy there, what are you saying there? You're like, man, it's my time to shine. And when it's your time to shine, you got to take it and go with it.
He's not going to want to go to sleep tonight because he is going to see that one in his nightmares. So here we go, 4th down and 3. Again, you can pick up a first down. You have 2 timeouts if you're the Quakers here, so you don't have to go for everything. And a little fake, and he's got Mir Jackson wide open, making a couple moves, making a guy miss, and goes down.
You got to get a timeout here if you're Wilmington. You got to get a timeout, I believe, here.
1:20, and they're going to rush the ball here. It looks like the clock will stop while the chains reset, and they need to be ready to go, as you said here, or otherwise take a timeout. And it looks like they're going to be ready to go. The clock is already moving under 1:15. Credit with trips out to the right. He is going to hand the ball off up the middle. Hinton with the ball, a couple yards, and I'm pretty sure the Quakers, they're taking their timeout right now. So that's one of those situations, do the opposite of what everybody's thinking, right? Everybody's thinking pass, you got them spread out, try a little run, maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't, use your timeout then.
Yes, and I agree. And, with 1:03 in the second quarter, Wilmington's staying, under control. They do things right. Sure, things happen, We might be down 35-6, but Brian Moore said we're not playing to the blinking lights. He said it week in, week out. We're not playing to those blinking lights. We're going to go play our football, get better each and every week. And the thing is, next week on Thursday, you can tune in and listen to Brian Moore. At Damon's, we'll be live 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock with Coach Moore, and he'll have a couple freshmen on this week. I'd like you to join me next week if you could, if you're not in basketball. If not, I don't know.
We'll talk about early practice, so
yeah.
maybe we will.
All right.
So a big 2nd down and 7 here for the Quakers at the 13-yard line. Credit has 2 receivers to his left. Murphy off to the right, as well as A.J. Hightower up to the top. And there may be where Credit is looking. He's got that big receiver back. He runs a little whip route, but he's got P.J. Meyer in the end zone. Touchdown, Quakers. Number 9 for P.J. on the year.
P.J., just like you said, P.J.'s done a great job every week coming back, doing his job. Luke Credit does his job. Great job by both the guys.
A little zone coverage. P.J. sat down in the middle of the 2 safeties, and Luke put it on him. Champ out to attempt the extra point. Credit here to hold. And the snap is down. The kick is blocked. And it's still live. Nope, they're going to blow it dead here.
But, Coach, going back to it, you said if Wilmington comes back, scores a touchdown here, it keeps them in the ball game, and it really does. That kept them in the football game, I believe.
Absolutely, and that one is not on Champ. That snap was a little low there. Credit had a hard time. So the official says there was possession of the block kick on the ground, which blows the play dead. That's why they didn't continue to go. Would have been called anyway because there was a kick by the Ohio Northern Polar Bears. They kicked the football. You can't kick it forward on purpose. So anyways, go back to what you were saying there. At the end of the half, this is a big score.
Oh, it's a monster score. Second quarter, 55 seconds to go. Of course, probably the Polar Bears, they're probably going to run the clock out here. But it's 35-12. It makes it a better game. I mean, Wilmington stays in it. Of course, they're 3-4 touchdowns down, but that's just that much closer, and it makes it a better football game.
And you said Coach Moore talking about not playing to the blinking lights.
Win small battles.
Win those small battles. If you ever have a chance of coming back from any kind of deficit at halftime, that's the mindset you have to have, and you only can do that if you've had it all year long, and that's what they've been doing all year long. So the Quakers still in this football game. Really, this is a big kickoff because you want to give the Northern Polar Bears no ideas of going for anything with 55 left and 2 timeouts left here. So Josh Schwa, he's going to kick the ball off, and he's going to kick it deep. A nice kick, sending him all the way back inside his 5. He's going to take that ball and get up the football field. A little block there, and up over the 25, over the 30, to the 35.
Fumble.
Hit, and the ball is out. Did it go out of bounds there, Cup?
Yeah, I think it went out of bounds there. Man, well, that was a good fumble. I was like, man, Wilmington takes the ball on the 40 now. We got 44 seconds. That could have been a crucial turnover there.
That would have been the perfect storm there.
Yes.
So that ball fumbled forward, able to be taken out Wow, so they set the ball all the way up at the 42. That ball was a 6-yard forward fumble there from where he was hit. So with 44 seconds left, you have 2 timeouts. You have Rex and Noletti as wide receivers. You got to imagine Polar Bears are going to go at least be aggressive on first down, maybe a little draw or screen to Williams and see what you got and go from there. So here we go. Twins to the right. McFadden taking the snap, dropping back, and he's looking for Rex. Ryan Prince making him get on the move right away. And Ryan Prince still chasing him down, able to escape and gets out of bounds. Made multiple guys miss. Ball at the 40-yard line. That's a nice run there. Gain of about 22 yards, or excuse me, 18 yards on first down there. And now Northern is in business. Out of bounds, no timeouts used. Nice run. 34 seconds left here for Northern. So they are going to take the ball 1st and 10 at the 40 again. 34 seconds left in the half. Williams offset to the right of McFadden. McFadden dropping back in a little screen to Williams. And boy, is it set up well. And he is moving a nice, he breaks the tackle. And C.J. Thompson chases him out of bounds at the 15. Good job staying on his feet right there as he was getting hit. I thought he was going to be tackled. The Polar Bears attacking here with 23 seconds left at the 16-yard line.
Man, that's if you're Wilmington College, you better buckle down right here. This could get ugly here. It puts them in field goal range pretty soon here.
So 1st and 10 at the 16. McFadden in the pistol. Got to move Williams off to the left. McFadden back to pass. And he's got a man in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown for the Polar Bears. And that is number 81 on the reception, Southfield. And so that didn't take long, Cup. 17 seconds left in the half. They got the ball. The kickoff was with 55 seconds left, and they marched straight down the football field to score a touchdown. In any momentum that Wilmington might have gained, feel like it just went right out. You could feel the energy sapped right out of this stadium.
But, here going back to Wilmington College, they got to just, hey, let's fix this. Let's go into halftime, make adjustments. How can we fix this? I mean, it's still a football game.
And the extra point is up, and it is good for Ohio Northern. So, again, 17 seconds left in the half. It is 42-12 Northern. So I tell you this, there's zero chance if I'm Ohio Northern of kicking the ball anywhere near Flynn. I would rather kick the ball out of bounds than kick the ball to Eric Flynn.
Yeah, or a squib. I'd probably do a little squib kick here because you don't want it to.
Squib kick, anything to keep the ball away from Eric Flynn. He has been a man on a mission today. Started the game with that 72-yard reception. Had a nice 30-yard kick return in that last one. So let's go to a sponsor here.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest-growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RN to BSN and more. Call today, 855-OCU-GRAD, or on the web at enroll.ohiochristian.edu.
So we're back with 17 seconds left in the first half. Ohio Northern, Tom Fletcher, number 41, teeing the ball up for the kick. And he approaches, and he is going to kick it deep, and it is to Eric Flynn, who's going to take that ball at the 15-yard line, get up inside that wedge. He's going to get to the outside, and he is up over the 25-yard line. So it'll be the Quakers' ball there, 1st and 10 with 10 seconds left in the half.
Do you take a shot here or just knee it and go to halftime? I believe I'm kneeing it, but I would probably take a little shot. I think they'll take a shot. But
well, you have a timeout, so you can run anything you want, really. Run something over the middle of the field, throw the ball, tell them get down immediately unless you think you can break it. Call your timeout quick, and then immediately get up and maybe take a shot at the end zone.
I'd say they'll be going to Eric Flynn here, try to get a big run, because it could be a big run here.
And if you're Northern, I would be backing those up. Now they have a new safety in, again, taking over for number 9, Valetti. And they're going to run and get up over the 30. And they will let that be the last play of the first half.
Ooh, looks like we got injured there. Flynn there. Came up. He's hurting.
So that could be big going in here to the second half. Eric Flynn going down on that last play. Hopefully he just landed on the football. Looked like he landed awkward, but hopefully it's just on the football. So at the half, it is Ohio Northern 42 and Wilmington 12. We will be back here a little bit later with a halftime stats and figures, but we're going to let you go here for a few minutes, and we will return in about 10 minutes. Who knows where we're standing right now, but McFadden, that's the other thing we got to talk about in the first half. What a half he had. He rushed for 72 yards and threw for 185 yards and 4 touchdowns. So Josh Schwa will be kicking this ball off for the Quakers to begin the second half. Schwa has the ball set at the 35, and he gets the official signal for the ready, and he kicks it deep. The ball into the 10-yard line and up over the 20 to the 25. And he has a seam, and he could go. He's over the 50, makes the kicker miss, and he is tackled from behind, but not before he gets the ball to the 40-yard line, a 51-yard return. And that is quite a start for Ohio Northern. And, that's been the story. They've had great field position on every single drive. They've just not been able to tackle this C.J. Henderson from Ohio Northern. So 1st and 10, the ball at the 39-yard line for the Polar Bears. And I figure, Cup, we're going to see a heavy dose of Mr. Williams here in the second half. McFadden going to turn and fake the handoff to Williams, and he's looking downfield. Doesn't have a man, so he swings it out to Williams, who's wide open in the flat. Going to get out over the 25 for a first down, about a 12-yard gain. There is a flag there. I believe that might be a hold on Northern.
Yeah, it looks like number 7 there for Ohio Northern.
Maybe even a personal foul.
Looked like on number 7.
So on Rex, the receiver, let's go to the official for the call.
Yeah.
So Rex there blocking after the play is over is my guess. They said personal foul, unnecessary roughness. My guess is he blocked after the play was over. So it'll be first down and 15. Even though that's a 15-yard penalty, they're going to move it back from the spot. No, 1st and 10. So they're going to move that penalty from the spot, which should make it about 1st and 10, 1st and 11 here for Northern. So they have twins down here for the first time today. They go to 2-back set. And they're going to run that man out in motion and fake the handoff up the middle. And they have a guy on a slant, but McFadden just threw it low. One of the few mistakes he's made all day.
Looks like the defensive back there, number 21 for Wilmington College, just got burned on a quick slant. And, of course, McFadden threw it a little behind him. McFadden's got to lead him there.
So it'll be 2nd down and 11. And again, Northern has attacked through the air on the first couple plays here to begin this half. Here they go again with Williams just offset to the left, and they're going to fake the handoff up the middle and throw the ball. And there is Rex not getting the ball, but we are going to have a roughing the passer call is my guess. Ball thrown right at Bernard Ross there as he tackled the quarterback after the play. And that is exactly what it is. Personal foul. He went below the knee there. It looked like it was tough. Looked like he was getting blocked and just fell into it. But that's the Tom Brady rule put in for a few years ago in the NFL when Brady got hit below the knee and missed that year.
Carson Palmer also that year when they was playing the Pittsburgh Steelers that year too as well. And I think a lot of it. Could you imagine if John Elway played in these days? He'd be lasting forever.
He would still be playing had he started when they had these rules. McFadden fakes the handoff to Williams, and Prince, nice play.
Ooh, David Henry comes at the end there. Knocks 74's head off there for the Polar Bears.
So it'll be 2nd down and 12. The Quakers have had them in bad situations, but they've let them out of some of these situations. Again, they just had what would have been a 3rd and 12, and they got a penalty.
And that's what happens. You got a young DB, core. Wilmington has a lot of freshmen on their DB core, and they get beat on those big plays.
So 2nd and 12. Fake the handoff up the middle. He's going to throw, and another little inside-out move. Fumble! The ball is on the ground, and the Quakers are on. It looks like number 20 is going to recover that.
It's a dog pile.
And who knows who's going to come up with that.
Wilmington will come up with it. 1st and 10, Wilmington Quakers. Looks like it. 1st and 10, Wilmington.
Nice job.
Big break for Wilmington. Get beat, but DB gets beat. And you know what? That was a great play there.
And that was number 20, I think, coming out of there. He's also coming out with a hurt shoulder.
Big break there for Wilmington College.
Devaney Jones for Wilmington there on the recovery. 25, looked like Paris Weathersby was who knocked that ball out. So big play for the Quakers as Northern was driving. See if they can move this football down the field. Not been a problem really for the Quakers so far this afternoon, although they start at their own 5-yard line here. 1st and 10. They have twins to the right and a little pistol formation. Going to fake the handoff up the middle, and Credit going deep right away. Going to P.J. Meyer to the inside, just unable to hang on to the football. What an effort, though, by P.J.
Oh, P.J. breaks back to the inside, does a nice job coming from outside to inside on his man. Great job by P.J., but ball thrown a little bit to the inside.
So Credit just missed with that one. PJ does a great job. I tell you what, the kid can read the ball in the air. Must have been a heck of an outfielder if he ever played baseball, because he really reads the ball in the air, gets a great break. Just unable to get that one. So it'll be 2nd down. There was a shot play on 1st down from the Quakers. They're going to go back to the ground, and Eric Flynn bouncing around, making a guy miss, taking a couple guys with him.
He's still on his feet. That's the thing about Eric Flynn. He keeps things going. When he's running the football, he's going to give you 110%.
And he's not necessarily a big guy at 5'8", 175, but he is a load to bring down. So 3rd down and 10, or 3rd and 9. They give him a yard on that play. 3rd and 9 for the Quakers. And Flynn has taken his helmet off and kneeled down there in the end zone.
I think he's got a little bit of helmet problems here. Something wrong with his helmet, looks like. He got it fixed there.
So the officials give him my time, and they're going to ready the play here as Flynn buckles himself back up. Twins to the left with a tight also to the left. Flynn to the left. And they have Amir Jackson on an out and up, and is able to haul it in.
What a catch by Amir Jackson. What a great receiver he's been this year. Him and PJ's done a great job for Luke Credit. Luke Credit put that where no one else could catch it but Amir Jackson.
And so Credit with a beautiful throw there, and Amir, as you said, what a catch. And Cup, how hard is it? That ball disappears over your helmet for a second, because that was a true over the shoulder, over the head catch looking back. How hard is it to catch that ball when it disappears for that second over your head?
Oh, yeah, you got to get your eyes focused right back to it. And he does a great job. He's done it all year, too.
So they're out from inside their own end zone out to the 31. A little swing pass to Hinton, and he's got some blocking.
Great block
out front
by Amir Jackson.
And PJ and Amir both out there. PJ Meyer both throw a good block. Amir Jackson, another good one. He has had some nice blocks all day. Sprung Flynn early on. Amir doing a great job, not only running, catching, but blocking, doing a little bit of everything.
He's a team player. Amir Jackson's a guy you want on your football team. When he's running his routes, he runs his routes. When it's a run play, he's blocking downfield. He's doing whatever it takes for Wilmington College to get the job done. And that's the team player you want on your football team.
So we have twins to the left and that dual back set now with Flynn in motion, and Credit drops back to pass. And he wants his man to go deep, but he doesn't see him soon enough, and Credit's still going to be able to go for about 3 yards right there. He was motioning to Dylan Volts. He wanted him to take off on that route. No one was over top of him, just couldn't get him to go soon enough. Going to be 3rd and 3.
One thing I like about Luke Credit is he has that run-pass option, that pass-run option. He can do whatever it takes. He can tuck it down and get you 2 or 3. Instead of just throwing the ball away, he goes get you 2 or 3. And that's one thing, making it 3rd and 3 instead of 3rd and 6 that he has to offer.
So a big thing missing today is Matt Credit on these 3rd downs. Someone Luke has looked for. He's out today. Amir Jackson in motion to trips. And Amir Jackson flooding the zone, going up the seam, and nice catch by P.J. Meyer. Man right on him, and he catches it, Cup.
And Luke Credit put that ball only where P.J. Meyer could catch that ball. And, he puts it outside, and P.J. ran a great route there to pick up the first down.
So we mentioned Matt Credit wasn't there, a security blanket on third down, but what a security blanket P.J. Meyer is. Matt just having a little injury problem from last week's game. Hopefully we'll be back for the season finale. So Wilmington on the move, 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Polar Bears. And he's going to fake the handoff and roll a little bit to his right. And he's looking for that post. He's got a throwback, and he's got Pettiford at the 30, at the 20. He's inside the 10. He's inside the 5. And it's a...
They are not going to call that on Eric Flynn. Eric Flynn did not hit him. He put his hands up. They're going to call a penalty here, I think. Eric Flynn did not touch him. They was both running downfield, chasing the play. Eric Flynn put his hands up, and actually they got their feet tangled up, and the guy went down here. No way. Absolutely no way. Eric Flynn.
So that is a tough break for the Quakers, and they've set that play up a couple times. This time they had a little throwback option on it. Coach Moore, again, not very happy with the call as you are either, and I believe I saw the exact same thing as you did. That really just tangled some feet up. So, again, Quakers having to deal with some undue emotion here right now and just have to get themselves refocused. Under 10 on the play clock. Don't have the play in yet. And they're going to snap it here quick. A little run to Flynn, and Flynn going to make a man miss and get to the outside. He's inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line. Nice run by Flynn.
And, Eric Flynn could step back and keep dwelling on the past, dwell on the last play. But, you know what? He buckles down and says, listen, this is a football game. Things happen. I'm going to show you guys I'm going to get the ball in the end zone regardless. He shows great poise.
And a nice block. We need to call out that right side of the offensive line. Saul Boysel, number 57, the right guard, and the senior Sterling Clark with a nice pin-down block to spring Flynn. Trips to the left, Flynn to the left of Credit, and a little handoff again up the middle. And Flynn, he's going to make a man miss, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown, Quakers.
Just like I was just sitting there we was talking about. Great job by Eric Flynn. You know what? I'm getting in the end zone. I got you guys right now. And they drive 90-some yards after that turnover and show great job by Wilmington College.
95-yard touchdown. And right there, it's nice to see Malik Pettiford, the guy that got the touchdown taken away. He's hopping, and he's as excited over here on the sideline for Flynn scoring the touchdown as anybody. Credit, going to kick the snap, and it's going to be, he's going to throw it. He has Champ open. Champ does not catch it. Bad snap again on the extra point try. My guess is there will not be another extra point try in this half. We got some extracurricular activity down there on the football field. Cup, we need to go back to that play, though. Some offensive line guys, Moore, the center, and Boysel had a great combo block. And then Jaworski, he just came up and got onto the linebacker in a nice little run by the Quakers, getting Flynn in there untouched.
And, you could lay down. You could, pack your bags. Wilmington College comes out, Ohio Northern run 2 or 3 plays, come all the way down to your 3 or 5 yard line. You make them force a turnover, and then drive back 95 yards. Great job by Wilmington College Quakers.
Something you've mentioned many times is culture that Brian Moore is changing. That's a culture type thing, if anything, because as you just said, they're not going to quit, they're not going to give up, and they're going to continue to fight and battle and find a way to make something happen.
And they don't play to those blinking lights, and that's one thing. They're playing each play, each possession as it's their own.
So right here, what is your strategy on this kickoff? Because the Polar Bears have had great field position on each of these kickoffs with a great return each time by number 25, C.J. Henderson. What do you do here, Cup?
I'm squibbing it. That or, even a short kick, something to put the pressure on them.
And they're going to kick it deep, and it's going to kind of be squibbed in there. And, again, 25 up the football field and going to break a tackle and over the 36-yard line. And we're going to have a late flag for a tackle out of bounds. That call was made, Cup, before that play started because they had the 3 officials in the back, and they were conferring this is getting out of hand, I think, with some of the chippiness after that extra point, and they're going to call the next thing that happened. Unfortunately for Wilmington, it's one of them. So this ball will be placed at the 50-yard line to start the drive. So, again, terrible starting defensive field position for the Quakers. After that drive, what do we have stat-wise for the game on Meyer and Hinton and Credit?
Well, Credit is he's 17 for 23, 241 and a touchdown. Flynn actually 6 rushes, 27 yards and a touchdown. That boosted him up big time.
So, again, to the dual backs, and now they motion one out, and they're going to fake the handoff up the middle. And here comes Champ. They got a little screen over the middle. Another fumble, and the Quakers are on it. Now they're calling it an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass.
No way there.
So they said that there was not a football move made after the catch. And there are a few fans out here getting their money's worth with their comments, but the Quakers ball, it will not be the Quakers ball. It will be Ohio Northern's ball, 2nd down and 10 at the 46-yard line. So, Cup, I actually think that's probably right because he didn't control it probably long enough. And now making Williams go backwards, and he is able to get to the outside. But
another
we have
flag
another flag.
flown.
And you can see right now 55's jersey for Wilmington is just basically ripped off. The guard for Ohio Northern was holding him. And again, I believe that's Ackley, if I'm correct. There, 55 that was being held. So should be a holding penalty on Northern coming up here. Or block in the back. So Nicoletti, number 4, with the block in the back. So we'll take either one of those. And that will be then 2nd and 15. Go ahead.
I was going to talk a little bit about last drive, what P.J. Meyer, we was talking about him earlier. He ends up with 6 receptions, 89 yards, and a touchdown now. And Mir Jackson, 6 catches for 36 yards. Wilmington's doing a nice job, but the defense right now needs to get the ball back in Wilmington's hands and start making something happen.
So, again, it'll be 2nd and call it 15, 16 yards here for the Polar Bears. And they're going to fake the handoff and McFadden to the outside. And he's going to make a man miss. We have another flag, and it's going to be called. And I tell you what, Cup, I understand why they threw that penalty when it was getting chippy, because it is getting even more chippy now. This one comes from the umpire. See what he has for us, but it looks like it's going to be on Northern.
Looks like it might be a hold here.
Hold.
Yeah. Looks like a hold on number 14 there.
Right now, if you're both of these teams, you got to get your emotions back in check. You got to get those emotions back in check and get yourself under control. If you're Northern, you just got to play solid football. If you're Wilmington, now you have them in 2nd and long. You got to keep them in front of you. It's 2nd in. The scoreboard says 27. This is where Northern has been Houdini today. They've been able to get out of these 2nd and really long situations. So here we go, 2nd and 27. Twins on both sides. Williams off to the left. And they're just going to straight hand it off up the middle. And he is going to be up the football field over the 50-yard line.
Looks like he ran into his receiver there and kind of made the tackle there. I don't even think a Wilmington College Quaker defensive player hit him until he hit his receiver there and brought him down.
So on 2nd and 27, they get 16 yards of that back to make it a manageable 3rd and 11. Big play here for the Quakers and the Polar Bears. Cup, we haven't seen their punter yet today. You think this is 4-down territory? Especially if they get half of this on 3rd down?
Could be if they get half of it.
So here we go, the snap, and they're going to drop back. And we got Rush right up the middle right away. And McFadden trying to get away, but it's Prince with the sack.
Now it's punt situation. If you go for it, go ahead, and they're going to punt. They're bringing on the team.
And that will add to Ryan Prince's season and career high there of sacks. I believe that puts him at 7 on the season. Great job of that young man. You've talked about this young man before. He's a guy you've had as a guest, right, Cup?
Oh, yeah, and, he does a great job, and, he's ready. He wants to make a change. And the thing is, these seniors, this is their last day here playing at the Townsend Field. They're going to give it everything they have.
And the punt, the first one of the day, A.J. Hightower is going to let that ball go over his head and into the end zone. So we will have a touchback. And, you know, in the pregame festivities, that's one thing that Ryan Prince said he enjoyed as his moment was laying down the bricks to Tough Street. You know, Coach Moore changing that culture. We remember having a game a couple weeks ago where he made the plays at the end of the game, making a sack, making a big tackle for a loss when there was an opportunity for an easy touchdown if the guy could have just got the ball off. Prince has been a big part of this turnaround here as a senior. Hopefully he's able to come back the next few years and watch what the Quakers are able to do. So 1st and 10 for the Quakers at the 20-yard line. And they will do the dual back sets again here with Flynn to the right, Hinton to the left of Credit. Twins to the left of the formation, and now Flynn again in motion. And a little handoff to Hinton, going right. And he is unable to make a man miss and going to be only able to get a yard.
You know, Hinton does a great job. And right now, if I'm Coach Moore, I'm probably going to leave in Eric Flynn. Eric Flynn, this is one of his last games. This is his last game to play here. And Eric's done a great job today. And you know what, man, I want to see a little bit more of Eric Flynn.
Deshaun Maddox checks into the lineup to give the Quakers 4 wide receivers to go with Geno Hinton. Trips down to the left and a high snap. Credit able to grab it, able to get away and get away again. And now he's got to make a man miss, and he's going. And he's got a couple blockers out in front. Jaworski, he's over the 50 and at the 49-yard line there, and the play over.
People were on their feet here. You know, that's one thing Luke Credit does is, like we said, he gives you that pass run option. He can run whenever. What a great job by Luke Credit.
I'll tell you what, he should
Solid.
open his own magic show after that one. The guy got away from 3 different guys that I thought there's no way he's breaking these tackles, and then busts out of there, and now he looks like a little scat back, making moves and sprinting.
Yeah, and when he came up out of it, it was a high snap. He caught it with his right hand above his head, looks for a pass coming out right off the rip, and then all of a sudden makes a great play and run downfield.
The things that Luke Credit does are unbelievable. So unbelievable that the Quakers are going to have to take a timeout here. So with 5:26 left in the third quarter, the Quakers moving the football. We'll take one moment and talk to a sponsor, and then we will be right back.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest-growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RN to BSN and more. Call today, 855-OCU-GRAD, or on the web at enroll.ohiochristian.edu.
So we are back, 1st and 10 for the Quakers. Ball at the 50-yard line, 5:26 left in the third quarter. Cup, we're still amazed at that break. At how in the world did Luke Credit get out of all that?
He has the will and the desire. And, you know, I wish Matt was here, Credit, today, because that was a good show. The Junkyard Dogs. They was in the backyard, and I miss Matt today. I wish Matt was here with us.
So it'll be 1st and 10 here for Credit. A little roll, a little flip underneath to P.J. Miles. Sterling Clark in the front of him, making blocks.
Look at Sterling. Sterling grabs a hold of him and keeps him up, and he says, let's go. Follow me to the end zone.
So some seniors making plays on senior day. Sterling Clark with a nice lead block. P.J. Myra on a little underneath screen and a first down again for the Quakers. They are in business. 37-yard line, 1st and 10.
Sterling Clark there, what a great job running downfield with him and blocking downfield. And you always like that as a running back. You love your offensive linemen down there blocking the linebackers and safeties.
Amir Jackson in motion, a little pitch underneath. That'll go as a throw. He's going to get up in the middle. And, just knocked down on that play. Takes a big hit, but he pops back up. We've learned from week 1, this kid's a tough kid.
I like Amir Jackson. I mean, he's solid. And, you know, I like his hustle downfield, not when he's just even receiving the ball. He goes down and he blocks you. He's a guy that is a solid football player. And, you know, someone next year is going to be a great leader too.
Definitely one of those building blocks on Tough Street for the Quakers. So 2nd down and 5. Jackson again in motion. Again, a little fake handoff. Now it's Credit going up the middle, and he is like a fullback on this one, getting an 8-yard gain, putting his head down.
And a great fake there, you know, to Amir Jackson. He didn't put it in there, but he also made that defensive end, defensive tackle make sure that he didn't hand it off to Amir Jackson.
You know, in Cup, they always say all you got to do is get them to stop their feet for a second and you have them. Well, with Credit's quickness, that's definitely the case. Amir Jackson, as you said, holds that defensive end for long enough to let Credit get up in there. So it'll be 1st and 10 again at the 25, 24-yard line. Credit with twins to the left and twins to the right. Deshaun Maddox in motion, a little fake handoff underneath. Got P.J. Meyer to the corner of the end zone. P.J. touchdown!
What a great job. Look at P.J. He always shows up. That's number 10 of the year for P.J. P.J. probably moves in the 7 hole of single season receptions and touchdowns.
What a drive by the Quakers. Couldn't ask for a nicer pass there, senior to senior, and great ball. Again, you said Mr. Reliable, P.J. Meyer, touchdown for the Quakers. So we're going for 2 here, Cup. It's 24-42.
12-0 in the second half. Just what was we just talking about earlier? You got to win each battle, each possession. And Coach Moore's really showing.
And so a little pitch to Amir and throws it back to Luke. Luke going to catch it. Pitches it to his and they're going to tackle him in the end zone. And it'll be a touchback, 2-point conversion, over with no touchback. I couldn't even talk. It was so crazy.
Do you know that Luke Credit there, that play design was a quarterback throwback, pass throwback to the quarterback. But Luke knew he wasn't getting in. He was trying to make something happen like he does each and every week. But you can't hurt him for that.
Now here the question is, the officials are getting together. Did that ball come out and then he get tackled in the end zone? If it does that become a safety then? I'm not sure if the possession changes and he goes outside.
You know, I'm not for sure about that, which maybe not a safety.
So we're going to the call.
Okay. They ruled that he was out and forward progress was out to the 1, so.
No extra point and nothing else was the call.
Yeah.
I've never heard that call before.
I've never either.
But at the same time.
But what happens there, though, if
so I guess it
like
becomes a dead play once they are unable. I guess you can't score any other way offensively unless it's the initial way. I'm not sure how that works, Cup.
I've never seen it in college football.
So brand new things here on this broadcast today, things we're going to have to look up and learn for the future. So all the momentum, though, wearing a green Quaker jersey as it's 42-24, 3:41 left in the third quarter. Josh Chua kicking off here for the Quakers. Again, Cup, what do you do here? This has been a real Achilles heel for the Quakers on giving up bad field position.
And Wilmington they've controlled the second half. It's 12-0 Wilmington second half. And they've came out winning each and every single battle. If you're Wilmington here, squib this ball right here. Squib it. Don't put it deep.
So Josh Schwab squibs it, and it still gets through, and he touches it in the field of play. He's going to be inside the 5. Deshaun Maddox down there covering it. Going to try to make a man miss. Does make a man miss. We have penalty flags, a ton of penalty flags in the backfield.
And you know the squib kick, it gives it a lot more. And see how that happens there. Instead of kicking it deep, giving him time, letting him form a little wall, form something, form up their blocks. Everybody's out of whack there.
And there, that oblong ball took a little, he tried to attack it, and it took a weird hop on him. It just got over his shoulder. Let's go to the field to see what these penalties are. Like I said, I think we have 3 flags down in one spot. So it's inside the 10 on these flags.
Ooh, that's going to bring it back.
So they're going from where the foul occurred.
So it'll be on the 4-yard line now.
Half the distance to the goal, the 4-yard line. And I think that was definitely a block in the back considering there was 3 flags thrown on that one.
Are you going after it now? If you're Wilmington, are you going after it? Because this is safety type formation here. You can get you a safety, get the ball back, and it makes it a 26-42 ball game, and you're 2 scores away from it.
Absolutely. And here they go. They're going to hand it off to their man, Williams, up the middle. And the Quakers with a big stop there on first down, only a gain of a yard. And I think if you're Northern, you see exactly that. I think you give him 3 opportunities to carry the football.
Talk about adjustments. Wilmington College has made adjustments at halftime. They said, listen, man, they've done this to us. They're not doing it no more. Let's make adjustments. Coach Philly made adjustments on his defense. They're doing a great job.
And the momentum is a big on the sideline here, and a big run. And Williams able to get out. He spins out, coming up to make a tackle, makes a man miss.
Flag back on the 2. I'd say it'd be a hold.
And McFadden, the quarterback, looking upset, and it's definitely going to be a hold on Ohio Northern. That's the preliminary signal. So where this will go is going to be the question. Half the distance to the goal from wherever the hold is. Ryan Prince checking into this football game right now on a big second down after this penalty. You definitely want to take this penalty because otherwise the ball is up at the 15-yard line. I guess he stepped out. Okay, so we have
stepped out of bounds.
He stepped out of bounds before there, so he is at the 9-yard line, 3rd down and 5. It's a good call.
Choice.
That's a good choice because you're only gaining a couple yards on that half the distance call. Didn't realize he stepped out of bounds back there. So 3rd and 5, big play for the Quakers defense. Williams motions to the right, and they're going to drop back and throw. Looking at Rex. He has no time. McFadden's rolling out, trying to keep the play alive, and he's going to be sacked by C.J. Thompson and Ryan Prince.
Ooh. Great job there.
And I thought that C.J. was going to strip that ball the way he raked down on it. What a good job by the Quaker defense.
Now, Coach, do you go after this ball? I'm going after it. You got to go get this football right now.
You got to go after this. I think you go after it intelligently. You tell him.
Yeah, intelligently.
And more than anything, you're hoping maybe that this is a bad kick. He goes quick. He doesn't have his normal distance, I don't think, here. It's going to be about 12 yards. Normally they're at 15 yards back. They've got a couple guys late coming onto the field. They're under 10 here from the Polar Bears.
That's Hightower back here. Heels on the 45, isn't it?
Yes, it is. A.J. Hightower back, and he's going to get an opportunity to return this ball, and he's going to call for a fair catch at the 42, 44-yard line.
What a great smart play there by A.J. Hightower there. Just instead of taking it, call a fair catch. Don't let it roll all the way back to the opponent's 40. We're in great field position right now.
So Momentum is wearing a green Quaker jersey right now. You can feel the energy in this crowd on the sideline. They're down there. We don't need music. They're chanting. They're ready to go. And, again, as you mentioned, this culture change, they're not playing to the blinking lights on the scoreboard, but they've been lighting that scoreboard up here in the second half.
Exactly. And, you know, Coach Moore, he enters every week with the right frame of mind, and today you can really tell it.
So Flynn moved over to the right, trips to the left. Credit back to pass. He's got a quick out to Amir Jackson. Amir Jackson trying to make a man miss, but a nice, solid tackle by number 16 for Ohio Northern, and that is Leandrick Chapman, a defensive back from Bedford, Ohio. Nice little tackle, gain of 3. Again, though, keeping him in the plus situation if you're the Quakers. And that is the backup safety. They actually had an injury, I think, earlier to Valetti, who has been out. And that's maybe why Quakers have been able to attack so well here in the second half. Twins to the top, motion man Pettiford. And they're going to take a snap. Handoff. Nope, he fakes it up to Gino Hinton. And Credit gets up there, and he's going to get about sit.
What a great play fake there, you know, by Luke Credit. He really rolls in, waits till that guy makes a decision, hey, I'm going to tackle the running back, and he keeps it and just pulls it down and picks up 7 or 8.
And if you're the Quakers, bad news is Credit is limping badly back behind the play here.
He's pretty solid, though. This kid, he's a fighter, you know what, man? I'd say right now I might burn a timeout if I'm Wilmington.
52 seconds left in the quarter. Credit is bent over, unable to even stand straight up here to get the play call or the snap. I got to imagine this is a run straight ahead. It is exactly that, and it's to Flynn, and Flynn is going to have a first down, it looks like, where it's spotted. 38 seconds left in the quarter. Credit trying to walk this off right here.
You take this one into the fourth quarter, I believe, here. You go ahead and let Luke walk this off, see what is happening. Play clock's going to let it bring it into the fourth quarter. I believe that's what Wilmington may do.
22 seconds left. They are calling a play. They don't have to run one. 20 seconds left on the play clock, and they are under 15 on the game clock.
If I'm Wilmington, I'm just going to hard snap count it right here. Just do it over and over and over and just try to get them to draw. That's what they're doing. No, they're not.
Snapping it. And he's got a man, Amir Jackson, over the middle.
What a great play. Oh,
Fumbled
no.
the football.
No, he may have been down.
He is down. The official's calling him down at the 12.
But he's got to keep. He cannot bring that ball out. He's got to keep it tucked, don't he?
And he just looked over to the sideline at Coach Moore and said, "My bad. You're not reaching into the end zone. You don't put that ball out there."
No, you don't, because.
And look at Sterling Clark leading the team down. The offensive lineman, big energy, saying fourth quarter. He's sprinting to the other end. They're ready to roll. Quakers got big momentum. We will go to a quick commercial break, and then we will be right back to bring you this exciting action here at Wilmington College.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest-growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RN to BSN and more. Call today, 855-OCU-GRAD, or on the web at enroll.ohiochristian.edu.
So neat moment as we were away there here at Wilmington College as they called out all the seniors' names one more time here at Williams Stadium and Townsend Field. And Luke Credit playing that like it's his last game of his life. And he is dropping back here to pass. He's got Flynn on a little quick rollout. Flynn going to make a man miss. Can he get in? Yeah, he moved it around and inside the 5, and he's down.
Great job by Eric Flynn. I thought he was tackled there, and he somehow escaped the pressure there by number 2 for
Flynn's
the
making
Polar Bears.
more moves than I have words to say. I tell you what, getting me all excited. He's down inside the 5. The Quakers can still pick up a first down at the 1. So Luke Credit, before the last play of the third quarter, he was bent over, could hardly get the call from the sideline.
He's barely walking now, and he's out there.
And
Something's wrong with him.
20-yard strike, though, on that play, and then again here out to Flynn. So,
but he says, I'm not coming off the field.
No way.
This is my last home game.
And so here the Quakers are, 2nd and 4 inside the 5. Dropping back to pass. He's looking, got to throw it just out of the end of the end zone wisely. No one got to get to that one.
That was a smart play by Luke Credit, you know. And here's the thing. He's been limping. And the thing is, it kind of got me, flustered here. I'm like, man, because he has to be hurt pretty bad. He's just that tough guy that is going to keep going and keep grinding.
So the question here is, does he have his full mobility? Is he going to be able to move around and be that guy that we've seen him be all year? On third down, you got to imagine this is 4-down territory for the Quakers. Again, they can pick up a first inside of that 1-yard line. So the Quakers, 3rd down and about 4. Sending Amir Jackson in motion. And he's running a quick out. You got a little bubble. And, a man just tackled him in the end zone, and we have no call. So that was Dylan Volts. That's the second time today Volts has been taken to the ground, this time in the end zone. No call, so it'll be 4th down and about 4. It looked like they were trying to run a rub play there. I'm not sure, Cup.
If you're Wilmington College, I believe right now I'm going to go ahead and kick the field goal. Puts them down 15 points if they make it. Maybe do a hard count right here, try to get them off sides, get a first down. But right now, man, this is a risky call because it's a three-score game right now. You could eliminate it down to a 2-score game.
So the Quakers dropping back to throw. He's got P.J. Meyer on the outside. Throws in the ball, and he's got a touchdown.
Touchdown, P.J.
Coach Moore says.
Let's go.
Yes.
Go through it. Touchdown.
Yes, touchdown. Yes. Coach Moore says, I got P.J. Meyer. That's better than a field goal.
That's 3 touchdowns a day for P.J.
P.J. showing out on senior day. 3 touchdowns. Luke Credit put the ball where only P.J. can catch it. And I tell you what, up David Henry checking into this football game here.
What a risky call there. I mean, you could go down, if you kick a field goal, you're down 15 points, 2-possession ball game. Now,
so they're going for 2 here, and David Henry has checked into the backfield. Luke Credit taking the snap. He's going to drop back. He's got Henry wide open, but he throws it instead in the middle. 2 points good. Dylan Volts with the touchdown.
Cuts it to a 10-point lead. Wilmington Quakers are on their feet, ladies and gentlemen, here. This is crazy. This has been, what a great half.
Cup, look at the other side of the football field. The stunned fans for Ohio Northern just sitting over there going, what has happened in this second half?
20-0 in the second half. Wilmington Quakers here. They've turned this around. Now the momentum's right here at home. And that's exactly what we talk about, not playing to the blinking lights. Because if Coach Brian Moore and Coach Philly and the Quakers would play to those blinking lights like Coach Moore said, this would be a different ball game where they'd say, hey, we're going to hang our hat up. We're done. We're down 42-6. When it was 42-6, they'd be down. And instead, they fight back and do what they got to do.
Fighting back, exactly true. The fighting Quakers definitely putting that into effect here today, and the all-important kickoff. Now, it has been an Achilles heel the last few times. They squibbed it last time, and that really actually set up this last touchdown drive because they got the ball inside of the 5 after a penalty. Let's see what the Quakers do here again. Josh Chua going to kick it again, going to give that squib, and the ball is going to roll inside the 20. He's able to pick it up, and Henderson's got a lane. He's over the 45 and up to the 47, 48-yard line. So a big return there for C.J. Henderson. Cup, that one just didn't take that bounce that the Quakers wanted. It was too easy to bounce right up to him. He caught it on the run.
Going back to that last 2-point conversion, they used David Henry. I believe they use him as a decoy because he runs outside. They're like, well, what's David doing back here? And they use him. They run him 5-yard out, but also they ran a slant coming back from the backside, and it says boom, and he was unguarded.
And here we go. So, again, a little confusion for Northern starting this off. They marked that all the way up at the 50-yard line here. Polar Bears, all-important possession here. The Quakers have had a couple stops in the second half. Let's see if they can do it again. Drop back, and they're going to throw quick. The ball's tipped by Ryan Prince. Number 98 tips that pass. Nice
Great job
play
there. And, getting your hands up. If you're a defensive lineman, getting your hands up on when they throw the football. You expose your rib section, but also you're putting your hands up, trying to make it difficult for a quarterback to see a receiver or hit the target.
And that's Nolan Keller, the sophomore for the Quakers there with the tip pass on first down. So here we go, offset to the right. Williams going to get the handoff. No, they're going to fake it. McFadden, and they're going to...
Sacked!
And that is Darren Milligan, the senior, with the sack. Nice play.
These seniors has came out to play. Luke Credit, P.J. Myers, C.J. Thompson, David Henry, Prince. They've all come out to play this game today.
And look again at the sideline for the Quakers, bouncing up and down. Nolan Keller made a play 2 plays ago. He comes bouncing off, getting him excited.
This
Huge
is wild.
3rd and 13 here for the Quakers defensively.
It's getting wild here.
Calling out the signals. He's McFadden. He's dropping it back to pass. Got a little pressure up the middle, and C.J. Thompson! C.J. with the sack! Quakers are in business, forcing a punt.
They mean business today. This second half, whatever Coach Moore did in the second half, he's got his troops ready to rock and roll.
And if you're the Quakers, the only thing you're worried about now is keeping these sidelines back because they are ready to erupt. So it will be 4th down and 23 yards for the Polar Bears. They're going to bring on their punter. Coach Moore has a safe return out there. Kept his defense out, wanted to just have a safe return, and now they're going to get it back. And A.J.
Oh, no.
Hightower is on it. He's on it. It's already signaled the Quakers ball. Sure-handed young man makes a little bobble there, but right back on it. Quakers ball, 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Cup, tell us about momentum and what it's doing right now.
It's unbelievable. These Quakers are going crazy. These guys are on it.
And your man C.J. Thompson is down here getting the crowd fired up. His jersey's still half ripped off from that sack.
You got to love C.J. C.J., hey, I love that kid. He's ready. Him and Dave Henry, hey, this is it for him. And they're leaving it all on the field right here.
So we have a 10-point game with 12:24 left in the half. Credit. Going to hand off to Geno Hinton. Hinton getting to the outside, and he's going to try to get up the field. Only a gain of a yard there for Hinton on first down.
The fight, and to continue to fight. And, you're a senior. It's your senior day here at the college. To continue to fight and not ever give up, that's one thing. And going on after these guys graduate, that's really going to show true to them. What they're doing right now knows that they're going to be successful in life because everything can be thrown at you in life. But how you handle a situation, and like they're handling today, shows very, very true character.
Absolutely. And so here we go, 2nd down. Credit, a little quick hit over the middle, and he's got Amir Jackson there for a 7-yard gain. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 for the Quakers. And just going back to what you were saying, this is one of those things where you have an opportunity to work on building that character and really facing adversity and believing that you will rise above that adversity. The Quakers have done that. They've faced adversity all year, and they've done exactly that, risen above. Here's another opportunity for them to do that on 3rd and 3. Dual backs, offset Credit in the backfield. Credit calling out the signals. He's going to send Flynn on a little flare. He's going to swing it to Flynn, and that ball just takes him to the ground. Late hit, and we're going to have a 15-yard penalty.
That is poor decision by the Polar Bears to make that hit when Flynn's down on the ground. The ball's dead. That's poor decisions, but you know what? We'll take it.
And we've had a few of these.
We will take it. Move the chains. 1st and 10, Wilmington Quakers, baby.
So 1st down and 10.
Polar Bears better, hey, I'll tell you right now, 11:05 here in the 4th quarter. We have plenty of time. There's down 10, 32-42. We got a 20-point run right here in the second half. You know, Polar Bears better buckle down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Polar Bears. And the Quakers have Credit back in the shotgun with twins off to both sides. He's got a quick pass to Deshaun Maddox over the middle, and they are hitting these quick little slants.
I like those quick little hitters. You know, do those quick hitters and then all of a sudden throw one down to PJ.
And Cup, I think, too, Credit unable to really move, so you got to get the ball out of his hands quick. Coach Moore calling this game to what Credit's ability is right now. I still say in a tough situation, that young man's going to be able to move if he needs to.
Yes.
Because he has more willpower than we know. Credit with a little handoff up the middle to Hinton. Hinton going to get a 1st down and stop there after a 3-yard gain. So 1st down, Quakers. Nice little run by Hinton. And again, the Quakers just moving quickly, attacking the middle of that Polar Bear defense.
If you are tuning in to Campus Nation, I'm here with Alan King and Rick Phillips. 10-21 in the 4th quarter, 32-42. Wilmington on a 20-0 run the second half. 1st and 10, they're driving on the Polar Bears. Ball on the 35-yard line.
And twins to both sides for Credit. He's dropping back, taking the snap. And he's got P.J. Meyer in a hole in the zone. And what a catch!
What a catch by P.J. He's really showed up. 3 touchdowns on senior day. And in just making big catches. That's just what we do. We make big catches.
And PJ just going, that was all hands,
all
too.
Hands.
All hands.
Great
Never
throw.
even brought it into his body as he went to the ground.
Great
job.
throw by Luke Credit, putting it where no one else can catch it but PJ.
So the Polar Bears sitting in that zone, and PJ Meyer doing a great job sitting down in the hole in the zone, and Credit and him both reading it. That's 2 seniors being on the same page. Again, dual backs. Got to fake the handoff to Flynn. He's got one-on-one, and he's got AJ. Unable to catch it. And right there was a hold. AJ beat him, and the guy grabbed his jersey from the back, but no call.
That was a great job by Hightower, really getting separation after a hold. But to get separation, get back to the football, and try to make a play. That was a great throw by Luke Credit. Maybe come up a little bit high, but you know what? Hey, great job.
Great down to take a shot on there, and they had that one. Still almost able to catch it.
Now, if you're Wilmington and you can get it over the 20 to 15, do you take a shot as at a field goal? I probably do.
I think the play call is definitely going to be with that in mind. In fact, there's a handoff to Flynn, and he's going to be able to get over the 20 inside to about the 16, 17-yard line. Depends on the spot.
Hightower just sat there. You know, he had that DB right there, that cornerback. He had him one-on-one. He needs to make that block. If Hightower makes that block, Flynn's out there with one man to beat, and he can make it. But it's hard to make 2 people miss.
And right here, an important part of this is, again, with 9-10 left in this game, you need to get something going forward or at least not lose field position to have an attempt at a field goal. Trips to the left, Hinton to the right, A.J. Hightower down to the bottom in single coverage. And he's coming across the middle, a little go route. And Credit has him in. It's P.J. Meyer! Touchdown, Quakers!
That's 4.
4 touchdowns on senior day, and Luke Credit moving those wheels when he needs to, making the beautiful pass.
This place is erupted. This place is absolutely erupted.
And Kevin Champ coming back out. Now, again, we've had some missed extra points, but this hasn't been Champ's fault. Some snaps. This is going to be the all-important snap and hold here from Credit. Champ Sets it down, good snap, good hold, and it is up and through for the Quakers. So with 8:50 left, we have a ball game, 42-39. Wilmington College football team, we have ourselves quite a game.
I want to ask you something. Who's got the momentum now?
Well, I believe it's wearing not only a green jersey, some black pants, but also a lime green helmet, and it is shouting, "Go Quakers, go!" right now.
Dude, I haven't seen these guys on their feet since the Capital Earlham game, Earlham Quaker game, and also the Capital game when we played. These fans are absolutely drinking the Kool-Aid right now.
So again, 8:50 is left. We have a game reset. Cup. Let's look at some quick stats. Let's look at Luke Credit passing 28 of 37, 364, 4 touchdowns. PJ Meyer, 11 receptions, 163 in yards and 4 touchdowns. And Amir Jackson, 10 receptions, 72 yards. Hinton, Flynn, Credit, Jackson, you name it. Deshaun Maddox making a big catch on that. I tell you what, the whole team is coming together.
Crazy.
But those seniors, they said,
They're
hey,
battling.
Let's put it in. Those seniors, and that freshman came along with them, Amir Jackson, having a heck of a game too. So Champ going to kick this one off, and he is going to actually kick it out of bounds.
You know what? It might go at the 40. That's fine. But that's all right. Let's get it back. Let's get it going.
And I believe that was the call and the play. Probably not to kick it out of bounds, but he had been the kickoff guy early in the year where they were kicking those little pop-ups, and I think that was what they wanted, just kicked it a little farther than he wanted to. So
this game's, Wilmington has really taken over. It's unbelievable.
And the ball at the 35 is a whole lot better than the reactions that they've been getting. So this first down play is absolutely huge. On the last time they had the ball at the 50, and we had Nolan Keller make a big stop on a pass incomplete. Let's see if the Polar Bears go to this running game right here on first down and 10. And they're going to fake that handoff. And McFadden going to be taken down by David Henry. Sacked by David Henry. He was blocked by 2, but no one can block that young man.
These guys, these seniors are setting out for sale. They said, hey, this is my last game, but this is what I'm doing.
You know, when David Henry was on offense earlier, as a receiver, as a quarterback back in the day, my receivers always came back and said, hey, I'm open. You think David Henry went back and said, hey, by the way, Luke, I was open?
Yeah.
He made up for it right there. He got into the backfield for a big sack on first down. Second down and 15 yards for the Polar Bears. Williams in motion. And they're going to hand that ball off up the middle. And he's got a little seam, but they are going to tackle him with a host of Quakers down at the 35-yard line.
You got 7-8 guys. When you got 7-8 hats to the football, they're swarming. These guys are playing for these seniors. These seniors want this game. And the thing is, I'm loving the up front, the defensive line for Wilmington College right now, and also C.J. Thompson.
You had C.J. Thompson, David Henry, Brian Gonzalez, and even the freshman Bryant in on that tackle. So a big 3rd and 9 for the Polar Bears. Going to send a man in motion. That's Williams in the slot. Look for him to get something going. Prince up the football field. He's going to chase him down from behind. McFadden has a man and going to get it up and out over the 50-yard line. Oh, Ryan Prince just missed getting that sack. Big conversion for McFadden, finding number 81, Saffield, for a first down.
But you know what? That happened. You're going to have that happen. I mean, they got their first down in a while, but the thing is, now it's time to make it happen.
So here they go on first down. Going to hand the ball off up the middle to Williams.
C.J. Thompson coming up.
C.J. Bernard. I went to Michigan football there for a minute. Bernard Ross, as well as C.J. Thompson in on that tackle.
C.J. was the initial hitter there. C.J. came in, nice play, put his face in the sternum, rolled his hips, makes a great tackle, along with a couple assists.
And now, if you're Northern, they're trying to
Eat
slow this down a little bit. They know that momentum is on the other side. Good for the Quakers defense, though, to maybe get a little blow here. David Henry playing a linebacker position on this possession. And they're going to snap. They're going to fake the handoff and right up the middle. David Henry and I believe, is that Ryan?
Ryan Prince.
Ryan
Prince didn't go after the running back. He played his responsibility. He tackles the quarterback. If he goes with the running back there, it's done.
And the Quakers playing a lot of three-down linemen in this possession. That's maybe an adjustment made in the second half here where they're playing a lot more three-down linemen. So right now they have Prince, Ross, and Henry. They got an extra linebacker in Bryant, the freshman, and Gonzalez up there reading the quarterback, spying on him. And there they go again, the snap. McFadden throwing underneath.
Flag, we got a flag back here. Maybe a hold.
Out of bounds. Let's see what the call is. Offsides on Wilmington. Interesting. He must not have been able to get the flag out of his pocket because he threw it well after the play started. So he just must not have been able to get that flag out of his pocket because that was thrown well after the play started. But
I thought it could have been a hold just due to the fact, anytime that.
Where it was thrown and
where
how
it was
late
thrown,
it was thrown.
Yeah.
So.
Like you said, he probably just couldn't get the flag out of his pocket.
Sometimes those officials have deep pockets and they just can't get it out of there. So here we go, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. A handoff up the middle. Williams trying to make a man miss, but he can't, and that is Ross making the tackle there for the Quakers.
Have you seen a defense in a long time? Coach Philly, you got to give the props to the adjustments that he's made. He's hung a goose egg this second half. And, after getting 42 dropped on you the first half, to changing it around and holding him to 0 points in the second half, what great adjustments by your defensive coordinator.
Great adjustments and great job keeping these guys motivated.
Yes.
Ross, the sophomore, in there, along with Milligan, the senior who just checked in, playing the defensive tackle positions. And they're going to fake the handoff, and they're going to swing it out, and they have that man Rex out there, and he's hard to tackle. He's making guys miss. Looks like he's got a joystick, and he is into the end zone. Made a couple nice cuts, and that is going to make it tough for the Quakers, but still a lot of time left. 4:52 left on the clock. Touchdown for the Polar Bears. It is now 48-39.
Going back, and this is one thing. You're up front. You got seniors. You have a lot of skillful guys that is up front that has a lot of seniority, does things. They've been here a while. You got a lot of freshmen in your DB. Basically your defensive backs are all freshmen. That makes it tough for the Quakers.
And playing with that emotion, sometimes not being able to break down and just make that tackle. And that was the case there. And the extra point is up, and it is good. So, again, with 4:52, it is a 10-point game, 39-49. And the Quakers, though, they have a quick strike offense, Cup. They can definitely go down and score. They have their 2 of their 3 timeouts left. This game is far from over. But going back, sometimes as a freshman, you get caught up in that emotion. And right there, Rex, he's not a guy that you want to lunge at. He's a guy you want to be solid, make him come to you kind of thing. I deal with this with basketball. Those shifty players with the ball. We had one of our own last year, Brittany Jefferson, and sometimes we would tell him in practice, just stay there. She's coming back to you. Same thing with Rex. He's coming back to you. You just got to kind of break it down, wait a second. He's coming back to you. Hard to do with the emotion and the excitement of all that. So a big play here. Flynn is back. Where are the Quakers going to spot Flynn right here so that they can maybe get the ball to him? Obviously, the Polar Bears want to kick it away, but Kenny Jones, a dangerous freshman receiver, back as well.
I would like to see Flynn get this ball right here. We need a big return. Maybe take it to the house. They're going to kick it to Flynn.
And he's going to let that ball sail through the end zone. Good time for a big kick, and that's exactly what Tom Flesher had. A big leg there, kicking the ball out of the back of the end zone. So 1st and 10 for the Quakers at the 25-yard line.
If you're just tuning in here on Camp to go in the fourth quarter, the Quakers trail the Polar Bears 39-49 here at Townsend Field in Wilmington, Ohio. This is Alan King, Chris Weiskup, and Rick Phillips.
So we have had 510 yards of total offense for the Quakers, 443 yards for the Polar Bears, and we're about to see more. Trips to the right, credit, taking the snap, and he's got his man Amir Jackson out in the flats. If Jackson makes a man miss, go to try to make a second one miss, does, and gets it out over the 32-yard line.
Amir's been big today. He hasn't been in the end zone, but you know what? He's caught 11 balls. He's pushing 100 yards along with P.J. Meyer. He's done a nice job. great asset to Wilmington.
And he took a little shot there. I think he'll be okay, but he just needs a minute to gather himself. So we have twins to the left and twins to the right. We have Flynn offset there of Credit. And he's back to pass, and he's going to go deep, and he's got Dylan Volts, and Dylan Volts going to make a catch! Oh, knocked it out at the last second. Just was unable to come down with that.
He came over the top of him. What a great job, and just couldn't hang on to it. But it's hard to wrap it around the body and catch the football.
And that was Caldwell for ONU with the breakup there. But nice job by Volts. I thought he had a nice catch there. Again,
He really went up over top and got that ball, but it's hard, like you said, Coach. It's hard to pull it back around.
And had it until exactly as you said, as he's pulling it back around there, and it got knocked out. So a big 3rd down and 3, obvious 4-down territories at this time in the game. Credit back to pass. He's got Amir Jackson just spotting up over the ball. Amir tries to make a man miss, and he has holding on to that knee. Same one he got hurt, but this kid is tough. First game of the season, that thing got twisted up. He bounces right back up. He says, I am following these senior leaders. No way I'm coming off the field. 1st and 10 for the Quakers with 4 minutes left in the football game. And that clock is already moving. The Quakers got to hurry. Credit, cool, calm, and collect here with trips to his left. Volts down here to his right, and Flynn offsetting him to his right. Dropping back. And he's going P.J. Meyer deep. And Meyer, that's an unnecessary shot right there.
That is very unnecessary.
And looked like he reached for his flag but didn't go for it. Unnecessary shot. The ball was way out of bounds. But we have no call. PJ's never going to say anything. PJ's a wrestler. He's okay with getting hit all the time. PJ's one of those guys. He's going to bring it back on the next play. Doesn't say much. What a fantastic afternoon P.J. Meyer has had, though, for the Quakers.
4 touchdowns.
11 receptions, 163 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And always when you need it most. Here we go, Amir Jackson in motion. And Credit back to pass. And he's going to look for P.J. over the middle. P.J. catches it. Going to make a man miss. Down inside the 30, getting dragged.
He's still moving.
And he's at the 27-yard line, P.J. Meyer.
If P.J. Meyer's parents are here today, they walked through senior night with him, they have got to be proud of that man. That kid is really stepped up throughout the season for the Quakers.
Right before I look over the middle, and he's getting held a little bit. It doesn't matter. Again, P.J. just going to make a play. Luke getting it out to Pettiford. Pettiford catching the ball. That's going to stop the clock at about a 4-yard gain. Nice play. Again, let's go back to Luke, though. He's doing all this kind of on one leg, it looks like.
Yeah, and he's setting back. He's more pocket present than he has all season. Usually he's looking to run. He's actually looking for receivers. He's looking people off. He's doing what he has to do with a leg injury here.
So 3:13, the Quakers with the ball, down 10, and the clock moving. Amir Jackson go to me in motion, and he's got a little limp in his giddy up. And Credit is going to go down, go to pass the ball. Oh!
He was not even down there, though. But, I think they're going to rule it as,
And the bad news is Credit landed on his right tackle's legs, still laying on his right tackle's legs. And Sterling Clark laying there. So Sterling Clark, unfortunately, laying there,
He's
rolled
not
up
moving.
on.
He moved a little bit there.
So it will be 3rd down and about 10 when we come back from this. We're going to take one moment, go see a sponsor, and we will be right back.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University. Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest-growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RN to BSN and more. Call today, 855-OCU-GRAD, or on the web.
So we are back here. Sterling Clark, good news, able to hop up and jog off the football field. We now have a late substitution. Deshaun Maddox hustling into the football game, going to be in the slot. It's 2:28 in. Clock is rolling here. 3rd and 11 at the 27-yard line for the Quakers. Credit back to pass. Credit looking for a man. He has nobody. Now he's going to look over the middle, and he has Amir Jackson.
First down.
First down for Jackson at the 14.
Amir Jackson's came up huge tonight. Like we said, him and PJ. Luke is really staying back in the pocket. He usually takes off right there, but you can tell he's hurt. He's sitting back, picking his guys. I'm going to throw it to him. Doing a great job.
Much like Peyton Manning, just kind of sliding around in the pocket right now since he doesn't have those legs. Getting one out to Maddox. Maddox going to be inside the 10, and he is going to be stopped there.
If you're Wilmington here, Coach, I think, you got to think how many timeouts we have left. What do we have to do? We have 2 timeouts left. Do we use one? Clock's moving, 1:46. You're going to have to use it soon.
And the Quakers moving kind of slow. Trips to the top of the to the top of the screen here. Flynn off to the left. Credit calling out the signals. He's going to take the snap. He's got Volts one-on-one. He throws it.
Right
Timing route, just missed it.
What a great ball by Luke Credit. He put it where only he could catch the football. And the thing is, he just got to get his head around and put his hands on that ball. Gosh.
What a nice ball by Credit. Just the outstretched arms of Volts. Just couldn't get there quick enough.
Now, Coach, you're in a situation here, all right? Do you kick a field goal here and go down 7, go ahead and get your onside, 2 timeouts left, and then go back, or is this 4 down?
I think that's the play here. You can pick up a first down, but I think you're going for a touchdown or field goal here. And he has a man over the middle. It's that again,
P.J.
Meyer.
5 touchdowns for P.J. Meyer. He goes in the record book. That puts him in the record book at Wilmington.
5 touchdowns for P.J. Meyer. He should call the U.S. Patent Office and put a patent on touchdown P.J. Meyer.
This guy he's off the hook today. P.J. is tough.
45-49, the all-important extra point. Coach Watkins already starting to get some of those special teams guys together because they're going to have an onside kick, and the kick is blocked. Champ not able to get that ball up quick enough, and number 13, I believe it was, for Ohio Northern blocks it. So Christian Randolph, the senior DB for Ohio Northern, being able to get a hand on that ball. Luke Credit barely able to walk off the football field, but I tell you what, he is playing like a man possessed.
And this is one person, P.J. Meyer and Luke Credit. Luke Credit is a guy that Wilmington College is going to miss. He played his ball at Waynesville High School. Great football quarterback. Waynesville, hadn't beat Massey in 15 years. You know who beat Massey? Luke Credit in Waynesville is one of the only teams that would beat him in this whole area, in this whole decade. And the thing is, Luke Credit is one tough football player. I've never seen a kid come out limping like he has in a long time and play the way he has. He's changed his game. He's a running type of quarterback. He's really set back and was very pocket present today.
And the all-important onside kick, the Quakers are going to line up here. If you're Ohio Northern, do you see what they're going to do and then call a timeout and maybe plan for this, or do you just trust your preparation?
Yeah, I'd say you just trust your preparation. I mean,
the fake one way, back the other way. It's going to bounce in.
It's
loose! Oh! And Williams, man on the spot, is able to get on it.
If number 3 there for Wilmington, right there, if he's looking back at that ball, it's open. The ball's out. He could have fell on it.
So 2 timeouts left for the Quakers. If they can get a stop on one of these downs, or if Northern does them a favor and throws the ball, they're going to have a shot. Not much of a shot, but they're going to have a shot to get the ball back.
You better be ready for Wilmington. They're going to be trying to strip the football here. But if Ohio Northern can get 1 first down, that's going to seal the deal.
So 45-49, Ohio Northern football. The ball is at the 42-yard line of the Quakers. And they are out in their shotgun formation with Williams in the pistol behind McFadden. McFadden moves him, and McFadden going to hand it off to Williams. And Williams is going to go up the field, and they're going to tackle him, and they're going to have a timeout immediately by the Quakers. 1:16 left on the clock. Play took about 6 seconds, excuse me.
Second half here, Wilmington, it was a big game here. Wilmington, has dropped so many unanswered points here. P.J. Myers came up big. Luke Credits came up big. Wilmington is just, they're seniors, man. They've left it all on the field today.
And Luke Credit, going back to him, you were talking about success after college. The young man's a business, finance. I tell you what, if you're out there listening and you own a business, start calling this kid right now because you should be wanting him as a part of your program. He has a never die, never give up attitude. He makes things happen and makes things work. Guys like that carry that over into the business world. I'm going to watch him. He's going to be successful whatever he does.
Whatever he does. He could go sell cars. He's going to be successful. Mopping floors, he could be successful. He does what it takes.
Absolutely. So here we go. 2nd down and 5. Again, they're going to hand this ball off. Nope, they're going to keep it with McFadden. McFadden running, and they're going to get him down. Again, a timeout. Only 3 seconds off the clock on that play. 1:13 left. So the Quakers need a stop. And if they get that stop, most likely Northern will punt the football. Again, that's going to probably depend where we get the stop at here on 3rd down, whether they would punt it or not. If it's 4th and 1, you probably go for it because field position-wise.
But if you are Wilmington here, you get a stop here, force them to a punt, you got to go after that punt. Especially with the, you're going to have about 35, 40 seconds. You got to go after it. You got to. Because then if you can get the ball on the 50 or 40 here, now you got a couple shots down the field.
So all important first is getting that stop. And then again, as you mentioned, if they want to punt, you got to wonder, a lot of shotgun teams have that quarterback safe punt where they'd be able to run the clock all the way down, snap it to the quarterback and kick it. They also have their timeouts. They can run that down and call a timeout and set up what they would like as well. So it all matters, though, not if the Quakers don't get a stop on 3rd down here. So 1:13 left in the ball game. 49-45, Ohio Northern leading. Ball at the 38-yard line, 3rd and 6. Williams in motion. Now Rex in motion as well. No Quakers go with them. They're going to fake. They're going to hand off up to Williams. He's driving forward, and, where is that spot? If that spot is where I think it is, it's going to be a 1st down. And it is going to be a 1st down. And, folks, that is the football game.
But, you cannot take anything away from this Quaker football team today. What a great job by these senior leaders to fight back and never show any
quit, any resolve. Absolutely.
That's what I was
and Cup, it's been a great season with you. I've enjoyed our time. I've enjoyed watching Coach Moore with these building blocks for these young men, and not just teaching them about football, but teaching them about life. And as you mentioned, the Quakers really didn't lose this game as much as they ran out of time, because the feeling is if there was just a little more time in this football game, the Quakers probably could have came back. So 49-45, 32 seconds left. Ohio Northern takes their 2nd timeout. And they don't have to run a play. They're just going to kneel the ball down. I think they were unable to decide what formation they wanted to go in.
Like you said, Coach, these seniors can put their hat up on the wall at the end of the day now, and they could say, you know what, I gave it all I had. My last game here at Townsend Field, I did everything I could. I did my job. I did my responsibility, and just like with Coach Moore saying, they got a lot to build from. These senior leaders has really, really showed, true leadership today to these young kids to show never give up, never quit fighting. This is what we're going to do. This is our job.
And they're going to be in that victory formation. They're going to send McFadden under center, and he's going to take the knee, and that should do it. But as you mentioned, these are some building blocks. So our final score here at Wilmington College today, the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 49, the Wilmington Quakers 45. Again, Cup, that you mentioned some of these guys, they just played their absolute guts out. Passing touchdowns for Luke Credit, I believe there was 5 of them. P.J. Meyer had 5 receiving touchdowns. That is going to be the all-time record. 4 was the previous all-time record shared by 3 young men. Marky Jones against Muskingum in 2007, John Kane versus Capital in 2000, and Chris Garrity versus Defiance. P.J. Meyer, as you mentioned, these guys played great on Senior Day. They set records on Senior Day. P.J. Meyer with 5 touchdowns today.
Luke Credit's a part of that, throwing him the 5 touchdowns. So, that's a part of history.
And, just these seniors, every time we needed a play in the second half, who was the guys that were out there leading the charge? Who made the sacks? C.J. Thompson, David Henry, Prince. I mean, all these guys' names over and over again. But then the cool thing is you start seeing these young guys are following them, and you're seeing these freshmen alongside of them make plays. And I think that's the lasting impression. I go back to what Ryan Prince had on his senior moment beforehand, is laying the building blocks to Tough Street. And you hear that and you say to yourself, okay, these guys get it. It may not be their success on the scoreboard each week, but their success is building the foundation for this football program for the next 10, 15, 20 years. And when people come back 5 years from now and this is a winning program, they're going to look back and they're not going to just talk about the guys that are there right now. They're going to talk about the Ryan Princes, the C.J. Thompsons, the David Henrys, the Luke Credits, the P.J. Myers, on and on and on. And those guys that laid that foundation, the Sterling Clarks, and some of these other seniors.
Terrence Murphy's. There's a lot of great athletes that's graduating this year. And, I think they have 18 graduates, Wilmington does. They're going to truly miss them. I mean, those guys laid it all down their last game here. Great job by them. And, to keep playing, to keep fighting, you know how easy it is to lay down. Anybody could lay down. But to stand up and be down, 42-13, and to keep fighting, to keep that motivation, to keep saying, hey, I'm going to keep playing. I'm not going to play to those blinking lights like Coach Moore refers it to. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to do what I have to do. In each single possession, let's handle it each in a different way. And they did, and they done a great job this year.
And they did. And again, let's give Coach Moore and his staff credit for leading these young men. Coach Brian Moore, Corey Filipovich, the defensive coordinator, Matt Byrne, the offensive run game coordinator, and a lot of other guys. Brad Watkins, one of the special teams coaches, as well as the defensive line. An innumerous amount of staff that just really Will Isaac, the running back.
Marky Jones.
Quarterback. Marky Jones, senior. He got to coach a pretty good receiver a few years back in his own son, but who's it's neat to coach your son and get that record. It's neat to see your son's record knocked out. But let's run through these seniors real quick. C.J. Thompson, Eric Flynn Jr., Luke Credit, Nick Logic, David Henry, Lane Hacker, Darren Milligan, Sterling Clark, Lawrence Green, P.J. Meyer, Tim Murphy, Ryan Prince, and Terrence Narcisse Murphy. And Cup, when I go through that list, that's guys we've been calling out all day long. So on senior day, those guys stepped up and made stuff happen. So we're waiting on some final stats here from our stat crew and see if we can get some end-of-game stats. We have some defensive stats maybe here first.
So our defensive leaders, we had C.J. Thompson, who finished the game with 10 tackles, 4 solos, 6 assists. Tavion Bryant had 5, 2 solo, 3 assists. C.J. also had 1 breakup. We had Zach Smurge with 11 for Ohio Northern, 7 solo, 4 assists. Andrew Valenti had 10 tackles total, 4 solo, 6 assists. Chapman also had 9, 6 solo, 4 assists. Let's go through a little bit of the offense real quick before we wrap this up.
For Wilmington, 10 rushes for Credit, 48 yards, a 4.8 average. Gino Hinton, 9 for 42 with a 4.7 average. Eric Flynn Jr., 8 for 33 for a touchdown and 4.1 average. Amir Jackson had that 1 carry for 18 yards. Luke Credit went 35 of 47 for 444 yards and 5 touchdowns. What a day by the senior quarterback and leader. P.J. Meyer, 13 receptions, 208 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I'd say he has a chance to be up for Player of the Week in the OAC with that performance. Amir Jackson, another 13 receptions for 100 yards. Eric Flynn Jr. had 3 receptions for 75 yards, including that 72-yarder. Deshaun Maddox had 3 for 18. And if we go down to tackles again, Coach or Cup, you already went through those. Let's go over to the northern side real quick. Christian Williams, a great back, 19 carries, 125, and that big back-breaking first down there at the end where he carried a couple guys.
In a lot of his yards come in the first half. He had like 90. I think Wilmington held him to about 30, 37 the second half.
Shut him down in that second half. And McFadden, who also had a big first half and a little bit not so much the second half, was 12 carries for 45 yards. He was 15 of 21. He also had 5 touchdown passes for 283 yards. You know, again, we mentioned he was second on the depth chart, but had a great game today. Did a good job running and passing. Receiving, Chad Rex. I would hate to try to tackle that guy in a phone booth. 6 catches, 135 yards, 3 touchdowns. Again, his longest run was only 38 yards, but it sure seemed like he went 70 on that one. Christian Williams, 3 more catches to add to his rushing totals for 59 yards. And Caleb Stenfield, 3 catches, a huge touchdown and 48 yards, as well as Nicoletti had a touchdown on 2 catches.
Well, I want to thank everyone here at CampusNation.com. This is Alan King, Chris Weiskup, and Rick Phillips. Great game today. It was great having you doing the play-by-play, Alan. You've always done a great job. Great coach. You coached this year. What's it look like?
Well, I think we're going to have a good team. We're going to be young. We're going to be young at the point guard position and the post position, but we got some solid wings coming back, some kids that have got a lot of playing time, and we're a program with a lot of tradition. We have a Hall of Fame head coach. So we should be able to hold our own in one of the toughest conferences in the country, and hopefully we're back battling for that top spot like we were last year. So looking forward to a big season there. Then softball season coming around. We got some nice players there as well, and looking to move ourselves up in that line in softball as well. So, but thanks a lot, Cup, for having me. I enjoyed doing the games with you. A lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you out at B-Dubs at some of the coaches shows.
That'll be good
for basketball. So.
All right. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good night.
Begin the next